Republican-controlled Texas legislature poised to vote on a redistricting plan that resulted from prodding by President Trump, eager to stave off a midterm loss of control in Congress. Texas Democratic lawmakers delayed that vote for 15 days by leaving the state in protest. And the Israeli military says it plans to call up tens of thousands of reservists for an expanded operation in Gaza City. The defense minister approved the plan, which includes deploying 60,000 reservists and extending service for 20,000 more. WTIC News Time 2:31. Bob Cox with the forecast.
During the afternoon, there'll be showers and areas of rain around, the chance for heavier downpour. And temperature is only in the 60s in many parts of the state, low 70s, maybe 70 to 75 closer to the coast. Northeast to east wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour with some higher gusts. Showers and areas of rain continue into tonight, along with some patchy fog, lows in the 50s. The precipitation tends to break up later tonight. There could still be a lingering shower or two around into Thursday morning. And then we'll try to get the clouds to break a little bit by tomorrow afternoon, see if we can get some partial sun to mix in. Still a bit of a north to northeast breeze going. High temperatures in the low 70s tomorrow, and winds tomorrow about 10 to 15 miles an hour from the northeast to north, and they could gust up to 30 miles an hour near the coast and in eastern Connecticut by later tomorrow and tomorrow night. Partly cloudy conditions during Thursday night, lows in the 50s. Friday and Saturday, two nice sunny days with a high around or a little above 80 Friday and in the low to mid 80s Saturday. Partly sunny with increasing clouds Sunday, more rain in by Sunday night into Monday. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Light rain and 61 in Hartford. Dow's down 71 points. NASDAQ's down 244. S&P is off by 36 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, I'm Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner from Money Wisdom. You only retire once, and it's important to do it right. Tune in every week as we discuss ways you can manage your money wisely. Don't miss Money Wisdom Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep
high
breath.
Five, high five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Jerry Puya from Between Rounds Bakery Sandwich Cafe. Our flavor profilist, Justin, loves creating new and interesting flavor combinations. The previous cream cheese spread he created was garlic and herb. It was delicious, and yes, we still offer it. But this next flavor he created is hot. Jalapeno bacon. We start by whipping up 30-pound blocks of Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese, yes, the good stuff. Then we mix in real chopped jalapeno peppers, add real chopped up bacon, not bacon bits, and blend well. Put this on your favorite bagel, or if you dare, on our jalapeno cheddar bagel. But like I said, it's hot. Between Rounds Bakery Sandwich Cafe with locations in Vernon, Manchester, South Windsor, East Windsor, and Tolland. We'd love to see you. Visit BetweenRoundsBagels.com for franchise information and to order online.
A savory, flavory, bagel, deli, and bakery. Between rounds, between rounds, between rounds, between rounds, between rounds.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Oh, man, I'm having such a good time being here. I want to let everybody know that if you want to join in the program, and the audio is finally fixed. We have to get an applause button in here. The audio is finally fixed, so you can check out the show, ReeseOnTheRadio.com. Go to REESE on the radio.com. You can join us in the chat room there. We are live, and I can respond to you because you're sitting right in front of me. Camera's right there as well. So let me get back into this. For those of you who just joined us, we're talking about going to Selden Cove today. Myself, Mark in West Hartford, and his good friend, Mark Mayer, who I call affectionately the Skipper. We went out there to go see what they were doing. Army Corps of Engineers was told, or we were told by Solitude, which is the company that went there, that they would be supervised by the Army Corps of Engineers. They would be reporting to those folks. That's who is supposed to have hired them to do this. And we went out there, and the fact that they would put a press release, the Army Corps of Engineers, saying that they were going to be spraying there, I didn't understand it. Like, why? Why? In this remote of an area, inside of a cove, where there are private homes, no one can get there. If you swim in that cove, you have to live there, unless you have been invited by the people who live there, who own that property, who have boats, if they indeed do. And many of the homes don't. There were only, and I quote, two actual docks. Now, somebody could go out there and, throw a kayak on there. Some of them had kind of like beachfront property. But there were no docks, just those two. And I started to think about it. What if the Army Corps of Engineers had hired exterminators? That simple. Think about what I'm saying here. Who is affected by hydrilla? Is it you? Is it you? How about you, ma'am? Is it you? Those of you who don't own a boat aren't members of the marina. Who's it affecting? I don't want anybody to think that this is me railing against the wealthy. I don't care about how wealthy you are. Hey, get rich, baby. I looked at every one of those houses and I said, thank God my wife isn't here, because all she would tell me is, oh, I wish we could live there. Oh, we should get a house like that. That's what I would be hearing the whole time. So, I love to love you, baby. You have made it. And you got, waterfront property. Love it. Absolutely. Wish I could be you, baby. But what I'm having a problem with is the fact that there are millions of dollars changing hands so that these individuals could show up and spray a toxic chemical at these private homes of the wealthy. with no regard of where the water is going to end up or the poison's going to end up everywhere else because it may annoy a couple of wealthy people. Now, why am I coming up with this theory? Try this on for size. Apparently, there was a huge hydrilla problem in Selden Cove. How do we know? We spoke to a man who lived there. He was riding his boat right through, came right past us, came all the way through. He had been sold on the idea of using herbicides in the water till he met us. But what he told us, and it is absolutely fascinating, folks, if you sound interested enough and you ask the right questions, what people will tell you. And this man told us everything we needed to know. This wealthy area on Selden Cove didn't always use herbicides. The man there who lives in the area said it was just a year ago, maybe even later, they were using eco-harvesters to remove the hydrilla. And I knew it then. It was costing too much money. That's how we got here. That's how we got here. 1 + 1 = 2, folks. It cost too much money. And someone found a way to get rid of hydrilla without it costing anyone and found a way to make money off of it. That's it. I've solved it. Think. I want everybody to think. Come on. Ride this wave with me. I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't go here if I didn't. And you know me. I'm no liar. I'm no BSer. Ride down this road with me. If you find out that you have a problem with an invasive plant that keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing, and you've done everything to get rid of it, and you've got friends in high places, and the people who are affected are wealthy donors, and you say, you know what I'll do? I'll tell everyone there's a state of emergency that is choking up the waterways. And if we don't do something about it, it could destroy our ecosystem. It could destroy industries. We need $6 million to spray an herbicide to kill hydrilla. We need to find a cost-effective way. And we've done this, that, and the third. But the hydrilla keeps coming back. And it's only going to be something that we keep doing over and over again. But somebody told us we can use herbicides to do it. It'll be cheaper. It'll destroy it, eradicate it. And just to make sure that nobody gets sick or poisoned or dies, we'll have somebody doing research every 3 months to make sure that the water is clean. Hey, that sounds like a pretty good deal. How much you need there, Dick Blumenthal? Give me $6 million. Write up the proposal. And sure enough, there it is. And we've read the budget sheet. To spray hydrilla, it costs at best, in the Connecticut River, in the planned sites where they say it's choking up the waterways. And by the way, if you've been on the Connecticut River, I was thinking when I heard this, it was choking up the waterways. I thought that I was going to see like this thin, narrow, like in the Nile from one of those Disney movies. I thought I was going to see this thing that was roughly about a football field wide, maybe even smaller. But no, it is vast. It's a big-ass river. And there was no choking of the waterways. at all. Everybody seemed to have their boats everywhere. The skipper picked his boat up. We were in, again, shallow water all the way at the cove. There was no hydrilla draped all over it. I had to actually grab some hydrilla off of his fishing line. I brought it in just this little bit right here. I could have brought in more. You want to know why I didn't? Because I didn't catch more. This is a little bit of hydrilla that I have. I told Mark and the skipper the reason why I wanted it is because I want to take a photograph with it when I win my Pulitzer. That's like I'm going to hold it up like a baggie. I'm going to say the thing that won me my Pulitzer, hydrilla. $6 million 1 year, $5 million another year. Only cost $150,000 to eradicate the stuff with the poison. You want to hear the other crazy part? This was going to make you go nuts. Right now, go online. I want you to do this. Go online. Look up the price of a gallon of Dequat. Now think, folks, this is where it gets crazy. What's about to happen is going to blow your mind. Look up a gallon of Dequat. And a gallon of Dequat will tell you it's about $100. But today, they used Aquathol K. And we looked it up. Can someone explain to me why it's $200 a gallon for the Aquathol? Cost effective, huh? Nothing makes sense. We're being lied to. Okay? And there, nobody can explain anything to me, and no one's showing up. The Army Corps of Engineers did not show up. Did they know? Were they tipped off that we were going to be there? Probably. But the folks that are there are not being supervised. It's a bunch of kids. With the exception of the old man that was there, every other person there was a kid. And it was being handled. I mean, it was probably the most reckless thing. I've got the video to prove it. Mark in West Hartford is going to be posting some of it as well. And I'm telling you, follow him. Mark, I got to tell you this, man. I'm going to change your life. I'm going to get you a Pulitzer, too. Just for the hell of it. What's being done, everything about this is shady. And again, I don't mind if they would just be honest. Look, a lot of wealthy folks who live by the water, the hydrilla is getting all over their boats and they want it eradicated. And you know what? We're being nothing more than exterminators. Just say that. I'll accept that. But I'm telling you, for those of you who know Selden Cove, and I don't, that's my first time there, I saw what I saw. And I know if you've been there, you know it's there too. It makes no sense. The damn water is 2-3 feet deep. And there was no hydrilla to be found. I was just looking at it, and they were just dumping it into the water. They were scooping. Try this on for size. Again, they were taking the bottle of Aquathol, an empty bottle. They were scooping up water from the cove and pouring it into the solution. The solution gets poured in, and then they grab the water to mix it. There was no scientific basis of it. They just kept coming in, just shoveling water into it. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Just scooping up the water, pouring it back in, and then spraying the rest of the herbicides into the water, going around, scooping up more water, mixing it up. That's all. And then it was shooting out the back of the boat. It was pink. We have it all on video. They're shooting pink stuff out of there. These guys are exterminators. And again, we saw no hydrilla at the surface. And the water was 2 feet deep. I know because I saw the instruments. I saw the measurements. Some of it as thick as 6 feet. But remember, they told us it's everywhere. It wasn't everywhere. Why are they spraying there? Why are they dumping that chemical there? I think it's because the people in that community wanted it done. And they wanted a cost-effective way to do it, and they got the Army Corps of Engineers to do it for them. That's what I believe. Somebody's got to tell me otherwise. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return, and plus your phone calls. 860-522-WTIC. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-334-1155. 800-334-1155. Again, that's 800-334-1155.
The following is a paid commercial advertisement.
From the Wall Street Sweeper Money Desk, we're with Russ Hackman, president of Hackman Wealth Partners. And Russ, it's all about retirement planning with you, but why worry about taxes in retirement? I mean, don't we all go down to a lower tax rate?
It is a common misunderstanding that your tax rates are going to go down in retirement. In fact, the government is coming to tax your 401k and IRA money. And if you look at the schedule of what may happen to you, in many cases, people have escalating taxes in retirement. You want to have a tax plan in place to make sure that that doesn't happen to you.
For a comprehensive review, no cost, no obligation, 860-321-6800. 860-321-6800. 860-321-6800.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Discussion of safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products and are subject to the claims-paying ability of the insurance company.
The Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman, Sunday mornings at 9:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. It's Reese on the Radio, as the big voice said. I will get to your phone calls in a second, but I did finally, because we're going to get the internet up on this thing. So what was important for me as I was looking this stuff up about Aquathol K was, where is it restricted? Because you know that when it comes to an herbicide, it's always restricted somewhere. And sure enough, I was not disappointed, because it was. And the place where it is banned is Connecticut. Yeah, that's right. They have several states where aquathol is not to be used. In fact, the correct term is restricted. I'll read it. Aquathol K, an aquatic herbicide with the active ingredient dipotassium salt of endothol, is subject to restrictions in several regions due to regulatory, environmental, or safety concerns. Based on available information, it is not explicitly banned in many places, but its use is heavily restricted or not registered for sale in certain U.S. states and countries. Here's the breakdown. Aquathol cannot be shipped or sold in the following U.S. states due to governmental regulations which may stem from environmental concerns, registration status, or local restrictions on pesticide use. Again, it cannot be shipped into these states. And they stem from environmental concerns and registration status or local restrictions on pesticide use. The states are Alaska, California, Connecticut, Maine, New York, New Jersey, Oregon, and Washington. Additionally, in Michigan and New York, Aquathol K is classified as a restricted use pesticide, requiring a certified application license for purchase and use. These restrictions are often due to state-specific environmental regulations or concerns about aquatic ecosystem impacts. Why is it being used here? Why is it being used in Connecticut? And there's no one there that can explain to you why, with the restrictions, that it's being used in Connecticut waterways. Who gave approval? You don't think that that's worth knowing? You don't think that that's worth asking? And where the hell was the Army Corps of Engineers? Because if they superseded the local government and they were able to use it, why? Because they're federal? That should be able to be explained. They told us they would be there. No one was there. And they just started spraying. Never even waited. Didn't wait for them. Didn't wait for them. Mark reminded me to say that the guy who was spraying on the fan boat, he was testing the depth of the water, not with instruments, but with a boat oar. That's what was being used. This is a Mickey Mouse operation, folks. And all they're doing is hiring exterminators. And they're obviously taking care of the wealthiest among us. Come on down to the Cove. Get rid of Lord Fauntleroy's hydrilla problem. And that's what they did. They sprayed it right in that little region, spraying along the edge. Something ain't right. This is dirty ball, man. This is dirty. We're not done with this. I thought we would be, but we're not. We're not done with this. We got to get in touch with the EPA. We got to get in touch with Lee Zeldin. Something is rotten in Denmark, and every time I look into this, it gets worse. And if that's not bad enough, we've got some really, really dirty ball going on with William Tong. So when we come back, we'll take your phone calls. Dawn, Ralph, you guys stay there. We'll talk to you in a second. I apologize. And then I've got this story that involves William Tong and a dead inmate from 2018. A story nobody's giving coverage to, which I find odd because the dead inmate is black. Let's get to the newsroom. John Silva's in with the WTIC News Break. Hey, John.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got periods of rain for this Wednesday. Some could be heavy at times. Temperatures probably won't get out of the 60s. We'll have the forecast details coming up. The North Carolina Governor Josh Stein has issued a state of emergency ahead of effects expected from Hurricane Erin well offshore.
We are anticipating coastal flooding from massive waves, tropical storm force winds, and tidal and storm surge for much of the state shoreline.
Advisories have been issued up through New England. Reporter Tim Jimenez is along the Jersey Shore.
Swimming prohibited signs are up at the beach entrances here in Ocean City, so beachgoers could only get their feet wet as lifeguards looked on. Tess from Fort Myers, Florida said the huge crashing waves are not to be messed with.
It's impressive, but it also makes you respect it. You're not going to be able to fight the sea at all.
8-year-old Isla was thankful that she got to go in the water earlier in the week, but admitted it was a challenge.
It was a little cold, and the waves were so big that sometimes I had to swim back.
One person was injured in a morning fire in Meriden. Call came in around 10. Firefighters dispatched to a home at 125 Ann Street. So they found fire outside the home, extending into the interior. 2 bystanders, one of whom was an Uber driver, pulled the victim out of the home. That person was transported to Bridgeport Hospital's burn unit for treatment. The fire went to a second alarm before crews had it knocked down. There were no firefighter injuries. Wallingford and Southington crews assisted, while Middletown provided coverage. An investigation is underway. Top state Democrats rallying against death threats made to State Representative Corey Paris and the role they believe the federal agency, ICE, played in sparking those threats. Last week, the Stamford Democrat warned residents online about the presence of immigration agents. A right-wing group then claimed Paris was doxing ICE agents. ICE itself then repeated that claim, and the threats followed. State Representative Eleni Kavris DeGraw.
We know when we are elected that we'll be criticized, but our name on a ballot does not mean that you have the right to threaten us, to threaten our families, to threaten family members in other states the way that Representative Paris has experienced.
State Senate Republicans have also called for the threats against Paris to cease. Justice Department will investigate crime stats in Washington, D.C., showing violent crime dropping before last week's federal takeover. Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina says he's wondering how far the administration will go.
Where do we go from here? Do we go to Gary, Indiana, Detroit?
There's excitement as students around Connecticut return for the 2025-26 school year. There's also trepidation on a number of fronts. Teacher positions remain unfilled in several municipalities. Funding also an issue, including where special education is concerned. Kate Diaz is president of the Connecticut Education Association.
I think at the end of the day, we have to continue to fight for the federal funds, make sure that we do not release any pressure from that. I also think we have to look at our state and say, is the contribution up to par?
Diaz says the beginning of a new school year affords students and teachers with a clean slate and a new opportunity for success. Many taking advantage of Connecticut's sales tax week to stock up on back-to-school clothing and footwear. Sales tax exempt on those items under $100. Department of Revenue Services Commissioner Mark Boughton says it's not just a credit for one unique item.
For every item under $100 and less. So you could actually spend $1,000, and as long as each item is under $100 or less, you won't have to pay sales tax. So it's a pretty good deal.
Well, not just brick and mortar retailers, also applies to online retailers as well. WTIC News Time is 3:04 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. With the rain beginning to fall, we're seeing some delays in the Hartford area on eastbound 84 between exits 44 and 51. Also delays southbound 91 into the city out of Windsor between exits 35A and 32. Got a one-vehicle crash reported in Meriden, 15 northbound between exits 67 and 68N. That is off in the left lane. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
About as cool a day as you'll get in the middle of August across our region. Temperatures this afternoon really struggling. Will probably be no higher than the low and mid-60s this afternoon with rain much of the time. Rain certainly heavy enough to cause reduced visibility. There's going to be a lot of ponding out there on the roads, so definitely keep that in mind. Allow yourself some extra time. And we'll have periods of rain for tonight, down to 55. It does look like we'll dry out for tomorrow. Clouds break for a little bit of sunshine. Breezy, still on the cool side, though, for this time of the year. A high just 70. And then Friday, it looks like we'll warm up again. Temperatures back closer to average. Partly sunny, breezy. We're up to 82. And it looks like a pretty warm weekend. It'll be a dry weekend, too, with some sunshine. Saturday We're up into the mid-80s, maybe a little bit cooler on Sunday, but still pretty comfortable. Sunshine mixing with some clouds, the highs right around 80. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
60 degrees is the temperature with rain in Hartford. Wall Street, Dow's down a point, NASDAQ's down 211, S&P is down 26. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Here at ALO, we believe hearing solutions to your main drain problems shouldn't cost a thing. That's why we offer free mainline drain camera inspections and free estimates on sewer line repair or replacement. Contact the trusted professionals at ALO when you call, click, or text today and say, hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P102776688, S104062441, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-395-2277. That's 800-395-2277. Again, 800-395-2277.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
I want to say thank you for those of you who are concerned about my well-being. I really do appreciate you. I really, really do. I just got a message from Roland. Let me find this. From Joe and Lisa in Watertown. Let me say to you, but by the way, what did it? Are they a married couple? Okay, married couple. They were together on the phone. So yes, Joe and Lisa of Watertown. I hope you don't mind that I read this because I love it and I love you for saying it. Joe and Lisa called up and said, "We love you and your show, but they're worried for my safety being up here doing stories that I do." Joe laughed and said that it may be safer in Texas. Joe, maybe you haven't heard the terminology or the phrase that I use. I await the hate. And I'll admit, I don't want to be martyred, but I just, I think these folks need to be exposed. Not only that, I think they're too afraid. They're too afraid of a guy like me to do anything. That would only bring more pressure to them. And they know that. They know you folks would lose your minds if these folks were to ever come after me in that way, they don't ever want to kick that hornet's nest. And I don't say that to brag. I just know. You guys would know that there was something afoot. Anyway, I'll get to the phone calls. I need to do that now. Also, stay tuned for the stupidest thing I read today. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed at this thing that I just read not too long ago. Damn you people. I'm going to set you straight today. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Let's go to Dawn in Griswold real quick. Hey, Dawn. And wait a minute, Dawn. Hold on. I screwed up. Hold on. My bad. Dawn, you there?
Hello?
Hey, there you go.
I am.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I'm up in the quiet corner of Connecticut, and I was introduced to your content for the first time from Jonathan DeBarros for the 5th District.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, and you are so my kind of people, and it's refreshing to hear the news, the raw news, exactly how I like it delivered. Your water content that you are investigating really piqued my interest because last year up in Patchogue Forest, where there's 27,000 acres and no cases of triple E virus, they also sprayed the air, our entire forest up here. So when I heard your content on the water, I remember checking out, I requested the ingredients from the DEP, and I started doing a deep dive like you did. I was able to find out that the global spraying was happening from a company that is associated with Monsanto.
Yep.
And then it took me to a Japanese corporation who does the spraying over in Africa, and it's alarming. And I'm just curious, like, when did we become so blindly trusting?
I don't know. I did a whole you're just joining the show, and I really appreciate you being here. But I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. I did a whole opening monologue about how what changed in Connecticut. Connecticut was this sort of beacon of green thumbery, right? You remember when Lamont wanted the EVs everywhere? He wanted an EV mandate. Right. We had to have a wind farm anywhere that we could put one. Plus, we needed solar arrays on your house, on your kids, on their backpacks. Like, everything had to be green. And then I find out that the Connecticut Green Bank is actually burning trash for energy. What? Yeah. Yes, they're burning trash for energy. And the effects of sort of CO2 that actually, puts into the it's being funded by your Eversource bill, by the way. Did you know that the Connecticut Green Bank is pulling in over was it $1.4 billion of $400 million of your tax dollars, and then getting another $3.4 billion from investments.
Right. And don't forget all the data centers they're trying to shove down our throat.
All of this is insane. And I'm going, what happened to Connecticut? It was, just in 2022, this place wanted to be the greenest ever. And now all of a sudden they've abandoned it. And we got spraying of DEQUAT. We got spraying of the air. We've got burning of trash. Like, what is going on? And now when you ask them what exactly they're doing that's environmentally friendly, the only thing they're doing is retrofitting homes. And then we found out that the numbers didn't add up. They spent $1.5 billion on $1.7 million. My apologies. $1.7 billion is the exact amount. And in order to do the amount of homes that they retrofit, every home would have to be at least $150,000 of retrofitting. And no home got that amount.
Well, it most likely through all the NGOs that it's money laundering.
It couldn't be anything else. And we found out, we asked if the Connecticut Green Bank actually lets anyone know what they're doing with, whether or not they're cooking the books. They've got and they're not obligated to give us any of the details of their spending.
Yeah, I would recommend at this point is if you contact the DEP and ask them that you want the OSHA contents of what they're putting in the water. I did find that they were very responsive. What I thought was interesting was how responsive they were, and then they literally called me every day to see if I had any additional questions.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't think they're used to having eyes watching over them. So I think this whole political movement, as people are starting to get asking more questions and getting more involved locally, your show was very refreshing, and I look forward to being a regular contributor to your content. So thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Dawn. I appreciate you.
God bless.
God bless. Let's go to Mary is calling from Bristol. How are you, Mary?
Hi, Reese. I'm upset, of course.
Okay.
But with you. This is infuriating. It really is when people don't keep their word. And when they send amateurs, like you said, they dropped a box of it into the cove. Did they try to retrieve it, or did they just leave it there?
Well, no, here's the thing. He had nothing tied down, right? So it's like one of those things like leaving your coffee sitting on top of your car, and then you drive off and the coffee sort of, falls off. That's what he had done. So he had stacked them all there. He, took his fan boat and drove the 7 miles like we did. And then when he got at the cove where we were, he was moving some boxes around, testing the water depth and all that other stuff. And then he hits the gas, and the box just flies off. It's not even secured. So the box, and again, he's opening boxes of this stuff, and the box just flies off. So, I mean, really amateur hour type stuff, Mary. And
he didn't even know it, right?
Oh, no, he caught on to it after the fact. He had to go back and grab the box and pick it up. But to be honest with you, here's the crazy part. After what we saw, because we thought about sticking around until they sprayed, because we didn't know exactly how they were going to spray. Like it was going to be with a nozzle and like a sort of a hose where they would spray, or whether or not they would put it in the water. But it turns out that the fan boat that they have, there's a tank sitting in the center where you sit down. It's in front of the pilot seat, and the tank is on the floor of the boat. And they just take the aquathol. Sorry. They take the aquathol out of the case and pour it into the tank that's sitting in the center of the boat. And then he scoops into the actual water, into the cove, and pours water to mix the solution. And then as he drives, we can see the pink solution coming out the back of the boat so that it's submerged, but it changes the color of the water. But the way in which it was done, it would have been much more cost-effective and time-saving if he had just taken the bottle and poured it into the water. It didn't make any sense to us.
It doesn't. And like you say, they don't know what they're doing. They're amateurs, and they're not even supposed to be using that, which you would think they would know.
And again, I need to know, and I think that this is probably where the investigation needs to go now. The fact that we know that it's not supposed to be transported into the state of Connecticut, who authorized it? If it's not supposed to be here and you have to have a contract for use, who approved that? Because again, it's not supposed to be used here. It's not even supposed to be shipped into the state. And these guys are coming in from Massachusetts. And they're a private company. May have a government contract, but they're a private company. So that's where I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. So is that what it is that made you upset? Is the fact that these guys
but you
are
know
so
what?
reckless?
The original reason I was calling was Dave from Branford had a question about where could he get the information about the half-life and different technical things like that. And I had a couple ideas for him, but the first one is U.S. EPA FOIA office. 30 years ago, I used to call someone there frequently. It almost felt like he was a friend. Well, he was a friend, but he knew me and went out of his way to help me a bunch of times. But you can make... Right now, I did call the number today to see if I could find someone, and to change the way they do it, you would either have to send an email or make a phone call, leave a recording, and they will get back to you. But it's better than nothing, and you could just say you want to know.
I will tell you this, Mary, and this is probably where I almost feel like you're only forced to double back. In talking to the scientists that were there was one young lady who was very reticent. She didn't want to answer any questions. I'm just a biologist. I just test the water, blah, blah. But another guy was there, and he had done it forever, and he knew everything I was throwing at him. He had an answer for it. Like, you know, when I told him that the last time that DQuat was tested was 30 years ago, he knew I knew my stuff. He goes, yep, you're 100% right. So he took me seriously. The rest of them didn't want to answer anything. But that was the part. But here was the thing that I asked him, and I started my conversation. I said, how often are you going to be here? And he goes, I don't know, but we are testing the water. I said, okay, are you testing it immediately after? He says, yes. I said, are you testing it 3 months later? He goes, yes. I said, how long will you be testing it every 3 months? And he said, for the next 3 years.
Something is not right. You're absolutely, your instincts are right on. Don't give up.
I won't. I promise.
I know you won't. But the other thing I would say I also have had on a different issue, I believe the Deep in Connecticut will want to know what you witnessed today and that they were not using what they should have been using, and they answer to the EPA.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to get this video to them to let them know that what they were calling Chris Webby's misinformation and disinformation, they're not going to be able to say that this time. Because these guys were wearing regular clothes. They did not have the and we looked it up to find out their actual, it's like that usual hazmat sort of outbreak look that when you're wearing the white jumper. These guys were wearing regular gear.
I hope they don't get sick either.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They can't.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you. Let me get to one more. You got it.
Okay.
Let's go to, I'll go to Christine in Willington real quick. Hey, Christine.
Hi, Reese. Can I jump back on to your question yesterday, because I didn't get a chance to weigh in, regarding the theory with the kids that are so, downtrodden and all that.
Oh, you wanted to opine about the kids who choosing death and destruction amongst themselves.
Right. But I want to bring good news, because for the first time ever, three of the top Billboard songs on top of the charts are Christian.
Wow.
And so there's a revival going on. So I want to bring this because it's just, I don't believe that's the majority. Also, if you look at all, Eminem and Lauren Daigle, which she's Christian, both have collaborated and done some beautiful Christian songs. You can go on YouTube. Brandon Lake, who did the song with Jelly Roll, they have broken all records. He's gotten a lot of Grammys. Go on Sons of Sunday. I just got the CD with Brandon Lake, Chandler Moore, and Stephen Furtick. And YouTube this song, One More Day. Sons of Sunday, it'll touch you. Also, what else? Teddy Swims just did a Christian song. So when you say about this,
you're 100% right. You're 100% right on this in this regard. That what they've seen as of late, and it's weird because I kind of feel like Charlie Kirk is playing a role in this, is that they're saying more young people who follow Charlie Kirk have now found the church.
Well, not the church, because the church is you. The church is inside of us.
Well, I'm using that term generally.
I know, but I just want to back up, because that's what's turned a lot of people off. If you see some of these street preachers, all these people come up and say, "Oh, the church screwed me," whatever. And yes, they did, because you got to go and read your Bible first. It's right in there. Like right now, Trump. There's a scripture, Psalm 64:6. Says, seek peace and pursue it. So Trump's been making some funnies about getting into heaven, and he hopes he can do. But you know what? Isaiah 64:6 says, your good works are like filthy rags. You don't get to heaven with your works.
Right.
There's work. Yeah, it's Christ. He did it all. That's it. All you have to do is believe that.
But
you're never going to be good enough.
Well, I will say this. I will, and I'm going to sort of find the silver lining in that comment that Trump made, because I saw that as well. But you know what I would like, and maybe I'm going to take it personally. I'll be the first one to do it before anybody else does. What I want Donald Trump to do in sort of making those quick quips is to normalize people's relationship with Christ and then expose those who poke fun at it. Right? In other
What do you mean by normalize? What do you mean by that?
Okay, because I'll be honest with you, I've seen in the last 30 years people who have rejected faith and Jesus Christ in total, and their association with Jesus Christ, and the church has turned them off to Jesus Christ.
They threw the baby out with the bathwater.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You've got to have your own personal relationship with Christ. So no matter what happens, you can have a great pastor for 60 days, 61 days, he does something bad. You have to be rooted in the Word and your relationship with Christ. And you know what? All the people in the Bible, people walk around with the Star of David. David was a murderer and an adulterer. Saul wrote half of the New Testament. He murdered Christians. God never picks anybody that's... The Jews didn't pick Christ because he didn't come looking like a king. He was a poor baby. It's from the beginning of time. Nobody's perfect, and that's who God chooses because he's humble, and he's not going to pick. He picks the wise of I forget the scripture, but the last out of the world to confound the wise.
Christine, but my question to you is, well, let me lay it out like this. So,
and that's not Trump's job to normalize. That's not his job.
No. Listen. Okay, let me just make sure I get this clear. I'm not suggesting that it's his job to normalize. I'm not saying this is his job. What I want people to do is not be uncomfortable with talking about their faith publicly, because again, what we need are people to be comfortable to talk about their relationship with Christ. We've had a long time where people don't because of their fear or apprehension of turning people off or away. Your personal relationship with Christ is your personal relationship with Christ, and it should not be hidden. Fair?
Well, go to a Brandon Lake concert and see that nobody is being afraid of talking about Christ. The young people, the campuses, they're breaking out in prayer. The beaches of Florida, they're getting baptized.
Oh, no, that's a good thing.
You see this on radio? Yeah, I watch it. Yeah, no, this is exciting. You can see that on regular radio. Like I said, I watch PBD broadcast, Lance Warmow, Flashpoint.
Christine, I've got
Charlie Kirk.
I've just got to tell you,
I know you got to go, but thank you for taking my call.
I got you. I love you. Bye.
Love you too.
We got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. And William Tong. Oh, man, what he's doing is going to break your heart when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30 Hartford temperature 59 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Shorelines along the eastern seaboard gearing up for the effects of Hurricane Aaron. Storm is well offshore, but it's kicking up some big waves and churning up dangerous rip currents. There are some beach closures as a result. Forecasters expect the center of the monster storm to remain well enough offshore, so there won't be any direct hit, but those fringe effects will be felt nonetheless. One person was injured in a fire in Meriden today. Blaze broke out this morning on Ann Street. Firefighters from Wallingford and Southington assisted. The victim was taken to Bridgeport Hospital's burn unit for treatment. State police on the lookout for the driver of a black Audi with temporary Vermont plates that dragged a Massachusetts state trooper during a pursuit, evading police on Interstate 91 in Holyoke before escaping into Connecticut. The suspect they're looking for, identified as 23-year-old Mason Payne of Vermont. Top Democrats in Connecticut have rallied behind State Representative Corey Paris, Stanford Democrat who says he's been facing threats over his community warnings about immigration and customs enforcement agents. And NATO defense chiefs have discussed potential security guarantees for Ukraine to help end Russia's 3-year war. WTIC News Time 3:31. Here's the forecast.
A cool afternoon across the region with rain at times. We'll only top out in the low and mid-60s. More rain for tonight. We're going to have a lot of ponding out there on the road, some low visibility. The low tonight, 55. And for tomorrow, variably cloudy, breezy, and it should be dry. The high up near 70. And partly sunny, breezy, and warmer for Friday. We'll rebound into the low 80s. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
From the WTIC 24-hour traffic network, still working a two-vehicle crash in Meriden, Route 15 north between exits 67 and 68N. That would be around the area of the 91 interchange there as well. Look out for that left lane blocked. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, offering small ship experiences with a shore excursion included in every port and programs designed for cultural enrichment. Discover more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Did you ever come home on a hot day, open your door, and your air conditioner just doesn't feel right? That's a real summer bummer. Say, come on into Campbell. From a simple seasonal tune-up or an air conditioner repair to the installation of a much more cost-efficient cooling system, Campbell's got the cool tools. Veteran-owned and managed, Campbell Heating and Cooling. Visit CampbellCooling.com.
Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands, including American Standard and Mitsubishi heating and cooling equipment. Let our expert technicians cool your home this summer. Play ball! Town Fair Tire is proud to sponsor the Hartford Yard Goats all season long. Catch all the action at beautiful Duncan Park. Last season voted the best minor league ballpark in all of the minor leagues. Town Fair Tire and the Hartford Yard Goats, 2 Connecticut winning franchises, team up this season as the Yard Goats go for another playoff run. Town Fair Tire and the Hartford Yard Goats, rolling together all season long.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area.
Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, whoa. Let's not put all 100 candles on the cake. It'll ruin the frosting and probably set the place on fire. And there's expensive radio equipment in here, too.
Hey, we are back. It's Reese on the Radio, WTIC News Talk 1080. We're going to get to weather and traffic in a little bit. Let's get Ralph on the line. I haven't talked to Ralphie Boy in a while. How you doing, sir?
Good. A couple things I would love to run by you. How long have you been in Connecticut, Reese?
I got here Monday officially.
Okay. Years ago, Connecticut had 6 congressional districts.
Right.
When they lost the population, they had to go to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And which one do you think they got rid of?
I'm sorry. Out of all 5, which ones did they get rid of?
Well, there were 6.
Oh, there were 6. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they got rid of the conservative one, without a doubt.
The one in Fairfield County, absolutely. They put Bridgeport in that district, so they no longer had a Republican district. And then they had a Republican senator, Lowell Blackburn, was a congressman.
Ralph, some odd reason you're breaking up really bad. You must be in the car.
No, I'm in the house. It was a three-way. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good right now.
Okay. And what happened was it was a three-way race, and he ended up winning, and then he eventually lost to Joe Lieberman. So another thing I would love to bring up, do you happen to watch the Little League World Series, Reese?
No, I'm having...
Okay,
I'm having a bout with even watching the World Series, the Little League World Series. I've kind of fell out of favor after a while.
Well, the reason I, just wanted to bring it up, only one country will not allow its family members to travel with the team. Guess what country that is?
China?
Nope.
I can't think of who it is. Mexico?
Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela. Well, of course
Venezuela.
Of course
not let any family members on that team to travel to the United States because they're probably afraid they'll never come back.
I was thinking that too. Is that just as you said, it was like, is Maduro concerned that they would seek asylum once they got on U.S. soil? Probably.
And again, I want to talk about gerrymandering. Connecticut is a perfect example of the Democrats gerrymandering the state so there are no Republicans, just like Massachusetts, just like Rhode Island.
I'm telling you this, and I say it to you now. If I do well, and I promise you I will, I put my whole heart into it, Ralph. If I do well enough in here, I promise you that will never be the case as long as I'm in Connecticut. Those things are about to change. It's got to change. It's got to change. Otherwise, I'm just here complaining like everybody else. You could put I'm telling everybody, put money on it. We are changing things in this state. We have to.
I pray you're right, Reese, and it needs it so bad. And again, I'm down here in South Carolina now. Do you know how many people from Connecticut are now down here in South Carolina?
I know. In fact, it's on the top 5 destinations where people are moving to.
Actually, it's now it's number 1 or number 3. I'm not exactly.
I think it's number 3. I know it's in the top. That's why I said the top 5, because I know it's in the top 5.
And I'll tell you, anybody from Connecticut, you want to come to a free state and a state that's reasonable with common sense, come on down to South Carolina. But if you're a progressive liberal, do me a favor, move to New York.
Yeah, no, have no choice. Thank you, Ralph. Hey, you got it, boss man. Hey, get on the phone. We're going to pick for you a winner today to go check out the Yard Goats on the 26th. Again, to go see the Yard Goats play on the 26th. If you get on the phone, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. You get on the phone now. Roland will actually pick a winner for you. We've got a family 4-pack for you and 3 other guests, preferably your family, to go out to see the Yard Goats on August 25th. So give us a call at 860-522-WTIC. While you're doing that, let me talk about this AG William Tong. So everything that you've heard over the last couple of years, you would find it weird, somewhat odd, that William Tong, who has been fighting for black and brown people, if you let him tell you, that he would be fighting for justice for the most vulnerable people in the state. Hell, if not the country. Every time you turn around, William Tong is a part of another lawsuit associated with the Trump administration about his bigoted, racist, and homophobic policies. That's William Tong in a nutshell. If you were to really look up William Tong and what he's known for, this guy is a fighter for the downtrodden, isn't he? If you've got a skin color, as long as it's not white or pink, tan even, he won't be fighting for you. But if you're black, you're brown, you're Asian, Middle Eastern, he's got your back. He talks about everything from birthright citizenship, right? So someone's got to explain this to me. Now think about this. A guy gets arrested. He's sentenced to 10 years in jail. He's sent down to Newtown. 1 year into his 10-year sentence, 1 year, he gets strip searched. Happens all the time in the correctional facilities. Come on, get on out here. Strip them. Got to go through you. Make sure you don't have any shivs, any weapons, any contraband. During that strip search, it gets a little contentious between the corrections officers and the inmate. The person who they're trying to subdue is a guy by the name of J. Allen or Jalen Jones. And they grab him and they pepper spray him and they hold him down and inject him with some sort of medication. I mean, they inject him with some form of medication. And whatever the stuff is they injected him in, he can't walk. They put him in a wheelchair where they have to transport him. And why do they transport him? Because he's unruly. He's probably going to have to spend time in the hole because he did not adhere to the rules while he was being strip searched. And whatever it is, he's so wild. There's so many people that have to subdue him. They have to sedate the guy. and then on transport, he dies a year into his 10-year sentence. The coroner comes in, looks over the 31-year-old man who died in jail at the hands of his corrections officers, and the coroner rules it a death by homicide. Death by homicide. Death by homicide. Now, mind you, this happened in 2018. William Tong is not the Attorney General. No. I think a guy by the name of George Petzer, I don't know his name, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Because he's not important. He's not even relevant to the story. The reason why A.G. Tong is relevant to this story is because Jalen, his death is ruled a homicide, but the Internal Affairs or the IG investigation finds no one liable for said homicide. The corrections officers involved in what the coroner calls a homicide, because his liver was bruised and other parts of his body were crushed, a la George Floyd, if you listen to those folks. There's still no one who's been charged with his homicide. In fact, the IG rules no one is responsible for the homicide. And some of the corrections officers who were involved in this melee still remain on the job, collect a paycheck. Jalen's family wants to sue. By the way, they can't get anybody criminally charged, even though homicide has no expiration date, no statute of limitations. But no one's being charged. But the family wants to sue, clearly for wrongful death. And the one thing that would prove their case is to get the videotape of the incident that left their family member dead. And William Tong is fighting to keep it from being released. A 31-year-old black man incarcerated at a Newtown jail dies at the hands of corrections officers. And William Tong is fighting the release of the videotape that would get that family justice. Why would he do that? Again, he wasn't even the Attorney General at the time of the incident. Does that make sense to you? He's got no skin in the game. Who is he protecting? The taxpayer? I mean, those are the people who are on the hook, right? It's not like the money's going to come from the corrections officers. They've been exonerated. Some of them still work in the system, right? Somebody's got to make it make sense. I want to reach out to the gentleman who brought this to my attention, Devon Ward, who's a civil rights lawyer. He wrote this opinion piece in the New Haven Register. I'd love to talk to him. And the reason why I'd love to talk to him, folks, because this is where it gets crazy. Again, why would I be talking about this story? Why? Because, as a lot of you know, I do my research, and I did. I started looking up this story. It's from 2018. Why is there an article coming up on my screen in 2025 about a death in 2018? I start looking into it, and guess what, folks? The stories on this young man's death don't appear in the mainstream media. Wait a minute. In 2018? A black man dies at the hands of police or corrections officers inside the prison? And nobody jumped on this story? No one jumped on the story that you could use the usual tropes on? Black man, racism, systemic, all the usual buzzwords. It's right there. No Black Lives Matter or the NAACP are on the story? What? We'll be back. Stand by. It's Reese on the Radio.
At Ayala Home Services, we handle hundreds of water heater issues a year. We know how much of an inconvenience no hot water is, and with our fully stocked trucks and warehouse, you can get your hot water back as soon as the same day. Contact the trusted professionals at ALO Home Services when you call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P10277688, S10406241, S3 308-699, SM 3004646, E1 185643.
A winning team has great players and coaches with different strengths and expertise, but all with a common goal, to win. A full-service law firm is no different. At BPS Lawyers, we have top legal minds in every specialty: personal injury, business law, family law, criminal defense, and more. Visit any of our 6 offices across Connecticut. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer. You need a full-service law firm. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com. Proud full-service law partner of UConn Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for this ad.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place, so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
We're back. It's Reese on the Radio. I'm reading up on some of the information here that I need to get to. But before that, I want to say congratulations to Stephanie D. of Burlington. You are our winner of the Family 4-pack to go see the Yard Goats. Tickets on the August 26th game at Dunkin' Donuts Stadium. Isn't it called Dunkin' Donuts Stadium? Is that right? Isn't that the right name? Dunkin' Donuts Park. I knew it was something right there. Anyway, so I'm reading this story, and I'll get to your phone calls in a second. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Connecticut Chief Medical Examiner ruled Jones's death a homicide. Sudden death during a struggle and restraint with chest compression. The autopsy documented a liver contusions and abrasions to the head and torso and extremities, and external bleeding along the back, sides, and shoulders caused by chest compression. Yet no one was charged with the crime, and some of the officers remain on the state's payroll. A 2019 DOC review deemed the force in compliance with and a part of training, faulting officers only for failing to recognize that Mr. Jones's medical distress for far more than 7 minutes, an error the agency said was not intentional. William Tong, has defended blocking the release of the video as a matter of public safety, arguing that disclosure would hamper the state's ability to do its job safely and fairly. But according to the writer here, this is opinion now, He writes, but public safety is not served by secrecy. It's served by trust. And trust requires transparency. And look, it is true. William Tong often says he likes transparency, but it doesn't make any sense to me. None of this does. It's got all the usual suspects. The police, an inmate, black man, dead. And William Tong, again, what? No one's getting charged with it, but I think I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Truth be told. William Tong knows that if the public sees the video, they will demand an arrest. It's that bad. They know it's that bad. The reason why I say that is because it sounds eerily similar to the case of Laquan McDonald in Chicago many moons ago. Right about the same time, in fact. Probably a little earlier, in fact. Rahm Emanuel becomes the mayor of Chicago. Laquan McDonald, obviously mentally disturbed, is walking down the street holding a knife. He's walking down the street. He is walking towards the directions of police officers, but he has not lunged at them at all. Police officer pulls out his gun and fires on Laquan several times. Laquan has not approached him with the knife, not even raised the knife up in the air to attack him. And Rahm Emanuel, former chief of staff for Barack Obama, fought to have that tape sealed for over 400 days. He had to be sued by the press to get it released. And he finally lost in court, and then we saw what we saw. Oh, and by the way, during those 400 days, he never once reprimanded the police officer. But when the crowd saw that tape for the first time, they had no choice. Go figure. It only begs, what's Tong doing? Again, he wasn't even the AG. What does somebody have on him? Or why are they keeping him from allowing it to be released? We'll find out. Let's get a check of weather and traffic for the first time today. Market Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. How we doing, buddy?
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, it's slow. It's raining, and that's definitely slowing the traffic down quite a bit right now. If you're on the eastbound side of 84, you got delays 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the area of exit 48 Capitol Avenue. We might have a problem with a tractor trailer somewhere just prior to the tunnel. I don't see it on the cameras, but state police are checking something out there right now as we speak. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 84, delays as you approach exit 57 in East Hartford, again slowing 56 Governor Street out to exit 44 Prospect Oakwood. Southbound 91 delays 37 in Windsor right down to the 84 West merge at 32 A&B, and again 27 down to 28. If you're traveling on the northbound side of 91, a little slow traffic as you move between 22 and 23 on the Cromwell Rocky Hill line. After that, you got a good ride until you get up in Hartford, just a little bit slow by 33, and again 35 to 36 in Windsor. If you're traveling 84 eastbound through East Hartford into Manchester, slow traffic 58 to 59. 291 through 84, okay. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound slows Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound again slowing from 32 in Berlin up to 34 in New Britain. If you are traveling on the eastbound side of 84, you got delays now approaching 17 up to 18 in Waterbury, and again 25A down to 26 in the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slows 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster, heading down toward New Haven. Southbound Parkway got slow traffic from exit 61 down into the west, basically down to 59. South 95 slows 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
We'll have rain much of the time for the rest of the afternoon. There's going to be some low visibility out there. Certainly some ponding on the roads. We'll top out in the low and mid 60s. Periods of rain for tonight down to 55. And for tomorrow, clouds break for a little bit of sunshine, breezy, still on the cool side. A high near 70, then partly sunny, breezy, and warmer for Friday. We'll rebound into the low 80s. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, Hartford temperature 59 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Hurricane Erin remains anchored off the East Coast with warnings and advisories posted along the eastern seaboard from North Carolina to New England. In North Carolina, correspondent Jim Crisula has more on those braving the waves.
Many are tempting fate, ignoring warnings to stay out of the churned-up water along the East Coast. This man is surfing at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
For beginner surfers, it's probably going to be a little bit of a challenge. You got to be a really strong swimmer to at least get out to the waves. I recommend being as cautious as you can. But for the most part, the riptide isn't really too bad today. The undertow was pretty bad for swimmers, but for surfing, it's a good day.
Hurricane Erin is expected to cause significant beach erosion at many places on the East Coast. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Texas State House poised to vote on a congressional redistricting plan, a vote that was held up for weeks when Democrats fled the state in protest. Reporter Jack Fink has more from Austin.
Democrats have complained that the House should be voting on flooding legislation with regards to the Central Texas floods that we saw last month, but Republicans shot back saying it was the Democrats who left the state and have delayed consideration over flooding and the congressional maps and other issues.
Also in Texas, a ruling delays enforcement, requiring the Ten Commandments to be displayed in public school classrooms.
U.S. District Judge Fred Beery issued the preliminary injunction just before the law was set to take effect September 1st. A lawsuit had argued that the law violated the First Amendment, prohibiting the government from establishing or endorsing a religion. Judge Beery stated that the display would likely pressure students into religious observance. Russell Scott for CBS News, Dallas.
State Representative Corey Paris of Stamford says he's been enduring racist death threats. Top state Democrats believe the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency put him and his family at risk by amplifying false claims online. WTIC's Dave Mager explains.
Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz says State Rep Corey Paris didn't do anything wrong, telling Stamford residents online that federal immigration agents were in the area.
He did not dox federal agents or do anything to put federal agents at risk.
But a right-wing Twitter account claimed he did, and when ICE itself retweeted that claim, the threats were on. State Rep Eleni Cavro-DeGraw says Democrats will back each other up.
That when you come for one of us, you come for all of us, every single person that's standing up here. And if you think we aren't prepared, and if you think we don't have a plan, you are sorely mistaken.
Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal promises a congressional inquiry into ICE's role in sending out what he calls dangerous misinformation. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
School starts for most Connecticut public school students next week. It's an exciting time, says Connecticut Education Association President Kate Diaz. She says the beginning of the year allows students and instructors to hit the reset button and begin the new year on the right foot.
All of the teachers I'm talking to are excited about setting things up, about getting going, and about enthusiastically welcoming back their familiar families and the new faces. And there's just a really positive energy when we start the school year.
Still, she says hundreds of teacher positions, particularly in special ed, remain unfilled, and there are concerns about funding heading into the new year. Last session, the legislature earmarked $40 million in emergency special ed funding. And parents, no doubt, taking this Connecticut sales tax week, taking advantage of it as they get the kids what they need, clothing and footwear-wise. Department of Revenue Services Commissioner Mark Boughton.
If you have any questions, as mentioned, you can go to our website at ct.gov. You also have a YouTube channel with a more recent update to some of the items that are covered or not covered.
Dow up 16 points, NASDAQ down 142, S&P down 15. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low-T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice. And that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improved mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
It's Reese on the Radio. And don't say we didn't warn you. On NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Hey, now, you know, my ex-wife said to me, Roland, the other day, she goes, will you get comfortable in there? I know you're used to being in your studio, but you don't look comfortable. Get a different chair if you have to. So now I got a different chair. I finally got my audio straight, and I do feel a little comfortable. But you know what I'm missing? I'm missing the creature comforts of my audio sound bites, because I don't have that, right? I need those, right?
Yeah,
That's the show. That's the show. And I'm going to work it out.
Why don't you have it?
Because it's difficult to do this. It's difficult to do on just a laptop. I got to do it with a PC. The PC is everything. And not only that, I'll tell you that going down to the Cove today really messed me up. Like, that was like, I would normally be preparing for my show by like 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe, all right, 8 o'clock in the morning. I would be preparing at 8 o'clock, getting all my sound bites in a row, and then working out how I'm going to deliver them. So it's just because I'm not doing that, now I have to learn to do that, because I'm going to be here for the duration. When I get back, I got to find a way to do that.
Yeah, we have a unused PC in there that you that you could set up your stuff.
Oh, okay. Then maybe that'll just be it.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say congratulations. See, and that's another thing. I don't have my applause button. I need to say congratulations to our Between Rounds winner. That is Ray H. out of Amston, Connecticut. I don't even, where the hell is Amston? I don't even know where that is. But anyway, he is our recipient of the Between Rounds dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor. Manchester and Vernon. And I went, by the way, and got a smoothie from Sharon, which, by the way, I have to go get her an 8x12 glossy, autographed. I have to get that for Sharon. I promise I'll get that to you. I said I was going to do it yesterday, and I totally forgot. I'm going to get that for you. And we're going to do an in-store broadcast, if they allow us to do it, at one of the Between Rounds. I guess one of the new stores. We're going to do that for the race. I'm going to get there early. We're going to hang out, and then we're going to eat. We're going to have lunch. We're going to have a whole thing. We're going to do that really, really soon, so stand by for that. Let's get another check of weather and traffic with none other than Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, I know you would you do a remote at Between Rounds to hang out if you could? Only if they...
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so you should come. You should...
I love their food. Their
food is so good.
They come in here sometimes, and if I'm in the building and they cater, man, it's good.
It is, and I went to go see their facility, like where they make their bagels. Yep. I went with Jerry's son, Chris, and he gave me the whole tour. Man, I'll put it to you this way. They are bursting at the seams. They have so many orders. They got to get a bigger boat. They just do.
And you know what they have going for them, too?
What's that?
Is they have that Manhattan transfer-style jingle.
Yes, isn't that great? That's fantastic.
Jingle. And I love jingle. I'm a big jingle guy, radio or commercial. Man, that jingle is awesome.
It is.
Oh, and Amston, by the way, is I believe it's a part of Hebron. It's like between Hebron and Lebanon.
Oh, it's a small town.
Yeah. There's a nice lake there. So I believe Amston is a part of Hebron or a part of Lebanon, but I'm pretty sure it's a part of Hebron, so it's a little small area.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's where it is. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, we do have a crash 91 southbound. That's right at 35 A and B. It looks like the left and center lanes are blocked there, so you want to stay to the right there to get around that a little bit easier. Once you do get around that, let me give you the backup on that now. That is backed up to exit 37 behind that. Once you get around that, slowing again 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. Northbound 91, you got delays now from 20 Country Club Road. It's sluggish right up to 23 in Rocky Hill West Street. After that, you'll see some more slow traffic as you move up between 35 and 36 in Windsor. Westbound 84 slows approaching 57 in East Hartford for the Charter Oak Bridge. Again, tied up 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound locked up a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue. Down to the Bulkley, slowing again 58 out to 59. 291 through 84 okay. 2 westbound moving slow. 1D up to the 84 West merge. Some slow traffic in East Hartford Route 2 eastbound as you move between exit 3 and 4B on the eastbound side of Route 2. 9 northbound Middletown slows Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling on the northbound side of 91 moving into Meriden right now, look for some slow traffic as you move up between exit 15 and exit 16 from an earlier accident. Northbound Parkway also slowing 67 up to 68 N&E. Westbound 84 tied up in Cheshire. 691 interchange right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Stuck in traffic again? Don't waste another minute. Columbia Implant Center in Manchester gets you in and out fast, often in just one day, open 7 days a week. Get your smile back now. Columbia Implant Center, ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
An unusually cool afternoon out there for the middle of August. Temperatures in the 50s in a lot of places. We'll continue to see this rain for the remainder of the afternoon. Again, temperatures really struggling. We're going to have a lot of ponding out there on the road, some reduced visibility, so definitely keep that in mind. And still some rain at times for tonight. We'll dip back into the mid-50s. Then tomorrow we should dry out a little bit. Clouds break for some sunshine with the breeze. We'll top out close to 70. Partly cloudy, breezy tomorrow night down to 54. And then breezy and warmer for Friday. Partly sunny. We're back up to 82. Right now, it's only 55 in Unionville, 57 in New Britain, and it's 57 in Hartford. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic a part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, ShopRite, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Tune in to WTIC News Talk 1080 for Healthy Rounds, Saturday mornings 11 till noon. Learn from the top experts about the latest medical news and call in with your questions. Healthy Rounds, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare, Saturday mornings 11 till noon on WTIC News Talk 1080 and WTIC.com.
There's more to Connecticut with CT Insider, a hometown behind every headline. With every issue, investigation, or interview, there's more when you're following from the inside. Visit ctinsider.com for more.
Eat it up, the Hartford Yard Goats. Eat it up.
It's the final 2 weeks of Yard Goats baseball, August 26th through September 7th. We've got adult giveaways all 2 weeks. Fanny pack, Floridian shirt, bowling shirt, cowboy hat, Yard Goats cap, delivery driver vintage shirt, and a Yard Goats jersey. We've got fireworks and kids run the bases for the little ones. Don't let summer go without a trip to the ballpark. Visit yardgoatsbaseball.com today.
Eat it up.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yeah, baby, we are back. I'm going over some of the videos that we've checked out there at the Selden Cove, and there are 2 videos up now. If you haven't seen them, you got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Click on the Facebook link. I know a lot of people are savvy on other, social media campaigns. That's fine, but Facebook is primarily where you're going to find my stuff. If you want to check it out. If you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, please join us immediately. I don't do a lot of the, hey, look at me and my wife on the Riviera. I don't do that. What I post on there is for you, to keep you informed. If Mark gets me a story, I get it to you, anybody, and I get a lot of stories from you folks, and I love you for it. I post it there so that you know that, one, I'm on top of the story, and two, I'm going to talk about it on the air, and if not, if anything, I should say, I'm going to get on the phone with somebody who's associated with it. By the way, if anyone knows this young man, Devon Ward, who's a civil rights attorney. I tried calling him earlier. I'm going to try again. Maybe his office tomorrow morning. I'll get in touch with him and see if I can get him on the phone, if not on the program. Find out his association with the story with Jalen Jones. Yeah, Jalen Jones, and get to the bottom of that. Let's get on the phones. See, because, of course, you are calling. 860-522-WTIC. Let's get to Fulton first. How we doing, sir?
What's up, buddy? Welcome to Connecticut.
Thank you, man.
So, what if the narrative is closer to the Memphis police story where the 6 black guys get out and beat up a black guy, and they don't want that out?
Yeah, and that was interesting because it took like no time for that video to come out, and showing that video, of course, incensed everyone. You know what was actually the crazy part about that, Fulton? What's the term? The zeitgeist on MSNBC and CNN was that even black people could be white supremacists.
Everything. Listen, everything is that, right? But I don't know. But even the whole, like, the chain of command, that they were all black, too. So, the same thing like you do with the CO, and like, once you open up the liability, right, if you say, my next question would be, did they change anything in the policy for use of force?
No, but again, I didn't see anything in the story that says that they changed any of the things you're supposed to do if someone becomes unruly during a strip search. The fact that they put a spit guard on the guy, and then sprayed him with pepper spray or whatever doesn't seem to make sense. And then it takes 3-4 guys to restrain him. Now, there's a photograph in this article, which I don't understand what the deal is, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 very large men in the photo with this young man, 31 years old. And one of the guys is a monster.
But I'll say that I know that if he's naked and sweaty and there's pepper spray, the floor's wet and everything's moving and you're wrestling and people don't want to be detained. As a cop, you got a guy on PCP and the same thing happens. It's like you had a wiry diet. 5 guys are holding this character down and you don't want to be held down.
Yeah, and you know what? But if that's the case, right? I got to question why the coroner calls it homicide, and even with that, you don't have anyone who is held. A homicide is there's no such thing as an accidental homicide.
Right?
Sorry?
Right, well, it's just by a man with no criminal liability, right? Wouldn't that be what it is?
Yeah,
but by accident, and it's a death through homicide because I killed you.
Yeah, but you know what? Then I'll put it to you this way, right? So there's what's called accidental death. You would never use the word homicide without, like, homicide is intent. You know what I mean?
Well, murder is the intent.
Murder is the intent, but a homicide means that your actions led to a death, right? Am I wrong there?
No, you're right. So somebody died at the hands of a man, somebody else.
Right. And that's what the homicide is.
Self-defense, murder, or you have to figure out what the parameters were. It's the same thing as Daniel Penny. Like, he wrestles the guy to the ground, he dies from whatever, like 20 minutes later, an hour later. And then they say, well, it's homicide. And they say the same thing with George Floyd. I don't know. If you look at that video, at the end, no one does CPR on George Floyd. What do you mean? It's EMTs. That's their job. They didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how I don't. Yeah, I think you make a very, very good point, because it brought that George Floyd charge of murder even if it was, like, even if a coroner had said that he had died of a homicide, it really takes a prosecution in order for you to get to the murder case.
Got to prove
Right.
there's like, in the coroner, there's intent, right?
A
So he
criminal
intended
intent.
to kill.
Gotcha. Good point. Okay. All right. I know that I was confused about it. I think you just straightened me out.
No, that's not a big deal.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying I was confused and I was sort of lost in exactly what the charge was or no charge was based upon what the coroner had deemed it. So I was associated with.
In the Chicago one too. So the rule is, if someone's within 21 feet of you and a knife, they can get you before you can get them with a gun.
Okay.
So they can close the distance on you with a knife and have it in your side within 21 feet. That's 7 yards. So I don't know what that kid was. You know what I mean?
Oh, he wasn't that close. He wasn't that close. Not at all.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So someone with a knife, I didn't see the video, so I don't remember it. I'm sorry. But, you know, and I don't always try to back up the cops, but I'm trying to explain kind of why they did it. And it sounds
well, yeah, no, I believe that. Listen, again, I don't think there's any blanket way that you can respond to that. Like, look, there's what I like to call the perfect storm. You could have a police officer who fires a gun under mitigating circumstances. Look at Amadou Diallo. You know, there is a circumstance that can lead to somebody's death, and all you need is one accident, a perfect storm of screw-ups to end up, you know, having someone's life be lost. And in the Amadou Diallo case, we had one officer who fired a gun, and the other officers misreading it as Amadou Diallo firing one.
What do you have, a wallet?
Yeah, wallet. Exactly, it was a wallet.
Right.
Yep.
He was from what, Somalia or something? It was like didn't really understand what they were saying.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's a tough one, you know, and I get it. Like, every death is a tragedy. So don't think I'm playing it down like, oh, he deserves whatever.
Yeah.
Like, every death is a tragedy. George Floyd, tragedy.
Exactly. Just a perfect storm in one of those situations. Thank you, big guy.
Bad circumstances. All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
You got it. Hey, we got Magic Man Ray on the line. How we doing, buddy?
Hey, Reese. How you doing?
I'm great, sir. What did you? I'm assuming. Did you want to opine about Christine's call about Jesus Christ?
No, I love that. I love that. She was right on the money. That's my kind of lady right there. She's all about the personal relationship. I don't want to mess with her either. She sounds tough.
What's going on with her?
I'm a tough time with the CEOs, man. Because I mean, of course they're covering that stuff, man. They're not releasing this. I've been behind enough bars to know what they do. I'm Raymond Broadwater. I'm famous enough. Everybody knows I got a history, so I ain't ashamed to say that.
Right.
You know, but these guys, they want to make an example out of people. They come in deep and they start pounding, and then they just cover it up. So this ain't no. How can nobody get charged? Because it's a cover up. That's why it's not being released. This guy got beat to death. Because these guys wanted to look like the big shot and wanted to show everybody this is what happens when you mess with us.
Raymond, do you think that there is, and I get exactly what you're talking about, there's sort of like the us against them mentality inside those correctional facilities. This guy's doing 10 years. There is this air of we own you inside that facility because there's a power, there's a power dynamic.
I didn't get that, but I was a magic man. I freaked him out with all the magic. You know what I mean? So I didn't get that. So I never got that no matter how many times I got locked up.
Yeah, but the thing here that I'm saying in this particular case is you have someone who's resisting, and this is I almost feel like there's a psychology to this. And I know you'll agree with me here. What I mean by the psychology is that you've got a guy who says, I know these guys want to push me around and sort of get me to buckle, right? To get me to adhere. Yeah. And my ego's involved. I'm young. I'm 31 years old. I've got a bravado. I kneel to no man, even in the situation I'm in. These guys feel I'm in charge. You must adhere to me and do my thing. So then comes that power dynamic. The person who refuses to submit, I will not, I die on my feet and then live on my knees. And then there's that back and forth. and you get this situation as what's his name? Fulton was describing. You got a bunch of people slipping around, but on the other hand, you got 4 guys slipping around on top of one guy.
No, you got one guy slipping and 4 guys jumping on top of them and just pounding and not stopping. It starts off with that dynamic, and I agree with you. But because he puffs out his chest, now it's time to beat him down. I've seen it too many times, and it gets covered up. They need to start releasing these videos. The world needs to see what actually goes on inside those bars, man.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not right. It's not right.
And the family
and the convicts.
Yeah, the families have already lost their son, their brother, or whomever it is. It doesn't look good. Again, and I'll tell you this, the thing that makes it look so bad, Ray, is the fact that a guy like William Tong, the so-called hero of, the most vulnerable, here is a guy that under any other circumstances he'd be standing up for, and then suspiciously keeps this video out of the hands of the people who seek justice. And this guy, again, the Attorney General, other part, and I'm telling you, the ugliest part of this is not about the fact that he won't release the video. It's not about the fact that the family can't get justice. The ugly part about this, and the part that's most confusing, is that it didn't even happen on his watch.
Because it was deep. This has been happening in the prison system since there has been a prison system.
Yeah, I think that's the public safety thing you're talking about.
At this point, nobody wants this stuff out because it's too deep. There's too much crime going on by the COs themselves. You want to know how the drugs get in? The COs bring it. You want to know how the cigarettes get into Rikers? The COs bring it. They're the ones at the background of all this. The COs are more crooked than they're not cops. They're not anything. They're just like pumped up security guards that if you get in front of them too hard, they're going to all gang up and beat you down. And that's what they do. Anyway, that's my two cents. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I only listen to this station because Reese Hopkins does it. Let's get that straight.
All right. You know I love you, Ray.
And I need to talk to you because I killed COPD, and I'm the only one that's ever done that.
Okay.
You got to call me, man, all right?
You got it. I'll give you a holler. Thank you, boss. I love you, too. I love you, too. That's Ray the Magic Man. But that man has got a sleight of hand that will blow your mind. I'm telling you. We call him the Magic Man because he will... Yeah, he is, it's amazing the stuff that the guys, he's very David Blaine he's the kind of guy that makes David Blaine go, hey, how'd you do that? That's how good Ray is. It's amazing. He's amazing to watch. God bless that guy. Anyway, more news and more views that you can shake a stick at. We'll get to it. I've got to get to another story, that has been on my mind, and it is about a young lady who had to leave the state to get gender-affirming care. Stick around. We'll talk about it on Reese on the Radio. Now let's get to weather and traffic with Mark Christopher, who's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading into Hartford right now, we are dealing with a crash on the southbound side of I-91, and that's down by exit 35A and B. Right now, the right and center lanes are blocked. Looks like the 35B off-ramp is also blocked there. So look out for that. You got delays back to pretty much exit 38 now, Pequannock Avenue. After that, slowing at 32A and B. More slow traffic 27 to 28. Delays again 23 down to 22. And slow traffic again 19 in Meriden. Northbound side of 91 is running slow from exit 18 up to pretty much right up to exit 23 in Rocky Hill. Just a long, slow line of traffic there. After that, you'll slow in Windsor 35 up to 36. Westbound side of 84 tight up 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound locked up 44 Prospect Oakwood to the Bulkley. Again, slowing 58 out to 59 and the 384 interchange. Route 2 eastbound, you've got heavy traffic coming off of I-84 out to exit 2B. Westbound Route 2 slowing as you move up on exit 4A in Glastonbury, slowing again 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound delays, Harbor Park up to the Aragoni. 9 north again is slowing from 32 up to 34 New Britain. Southbound Route 9 slows 35. Looks like we have an accident now on the southbound side of Route 9 between exit 31 and 30. So look for some slow traffic there. Westbound side of 84 tight up approaching 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. Eastbound 84 is running slow 17 up to 18. Again, 25A down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway slowing 61 down to 59 in New Haven, and 95 southbound delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Cool afternoon across the region with rain at times. We'll only top out in the low and mid 60s. More rain for tonight. We're going to have a lot of ponding out there on the road. Some low visibility. The low tonight 55. And for tomorrow, variably cloudy, breezy, and it should be dry. The high up near 70. And partly sunny, breezy, and warmer for Friday. We'll rebound into the low 80s. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30 Hartford temperature, 58 degrees with rain in the Hartford area. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. 65 illegal immigrants have been rounded up in Connecticut in a recent operation. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement Field Office in Boston says the 4-day operation took place from August 12th through the 15th. ICE says 29 had been convicted or charged with serious crimes in the U.S. Hurricane Erin continues to churn out in the Atlantic, far enough offshore that landfall is not expected, but it is close enough to kick up high seas and dangerous rip currents. Warnings and advisories are posted from North Carolina to New England. Search continues for a Vermont man who dragged a Massachusetts state trooper during a high-speed chase today. They think that 23-year-old Mason Payne may have made his way into Connecticut during the pursuit. Vice President Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth visited National Guard troops at Union Station in D.C. amid protests. The protesters chanted "Free D.C." in response to President Trump's crackdown on crime in the nation's capital. The Israeli military says it plans to call up tens of thousands of reservists for an expanded operation in Gaza City. Defense Minister Israel Katz approved the plan, which involves deploying 60,000 reservists and extending service for 20,000 more. And the Fairfield Little League team vying for a spot in the national championship game. They are currently playing the team from Nevada, and Fairfield has just taken a 4-3 lead. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 16 today. The NASDAQ down 142, S&P down 15. Action tonight, no Red Sox. Boston idle. They open a big series against the Yankees in the Bronx on Thursday. Yanks will finish a brief 2-game set in Tampa against the Rays, and the Mets are in the nation's capital to face the Nationals. We have Yard Goats baseball here on the radio tonight. Hartford is at Somerset to take on the Yankees AA affiliate, 6:30 here on TIC. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding for your business? At LendSeek.com, we provide revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory, equipment, expansion, payroll, or other needs, seek no more. All it takes is just one simple application to access over 100 funding products that are powered through our breakthrough AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you could receive the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal credit score. Funds in your account in just 24 hours with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at LendSeek.com. That's LendSeek.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We are back. It's Reese on the Radio. I had to get something to eat. Jesus Christ, I'm starving around here because I could not, and I apologize for using the JC thing. I could not get any food anywhere, and I had to hurry up and rush home, and I grabbed a meal real quick. And now I'm starving, so now I have to munch. And I'm going to go see the Silver Sun Pickups, which turns out it's an hour to New Haven, another drive all the way down there to go see my favorite band. Well, one of my favorite bands. But I'm going to go see them perform, have fun with them. Do you think they'll let me backstage, Roland? Who's your buddy? Her name is Hollis? Really? Her name is Hollis? You do not see the irony there? I'm from Hollis, Queens. So we should tell her, hey, Hollis, a guy from Hollis, Queens is coming in. I want to just go back, to be honest with you, and just go see the band and just say hello and how much I adore them. Because they are great. I'm trying to get people to like the Silver Sun Pickups, and it's working a little bit. I know Fritz the Cat's going to be there. Can't wait to hang out with him again. I don't know if Chrissy's going to be there, but if she is, I can't wait to see her either. So I'm going to go there tonight to go watch that. Before I go to a break, and before we go to weather and traffic, I was having a discussion with someone who was talking about, Reese, you need to find a hobby and take time off. And I was really miffed about that. And I said to them, what are you talking about? Take some time off. My vacation is radio. I'm doing the thing that I love to do. Get a hobby? This is my hobby. I live for this. Telling me to take a break from it is like asking me to remove my arm or my leg. That's not a vacation. That's torture. There is no, when you guys sit over and talk about, it's like, Reese never takes a day off. No days off because I do what I love. Take a vacation. You know what would be my vacation, Roland? If someone from another radio station asked me to come to their city to do radio. Like if somebody wanted me to go to Hawaii, they would have to say, hey, come to Hawaii and do a radio show for a week. Now I'm on vacation. And I would do it there, right, too. You could put the radio station in a volcano. I wouldn't care. I'd be there. Let's get a check of weather and traffic again. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, what country would be your dream country to do weather and traffic? Wait a minute. From a tower overlooking said traffic.
I'd have to say Paris, the Eiffel Tower. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
That'd be a great spot. There's a lot of traffic in Paris. So, yeah, that would be really
So
cool.
you would have a traffic studio from the Eiffel Tower.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's hot. I
How
love
good
it.
would that be? That would be awesome.
I don't even like Paris or the French, but I would still do that.
And I would get my little siesta in the afternoon. That's that European culture. I could definitely go for that.
You know what? You raised the bar.
Okay.
I thought doing radio from a volcano was hot. You beat me out.
Well, doing radio from a volcano is definitely hot. It was National Radio Day today.
Yes, it is.
Wearing my WKRP in Cincinnati T-shirt as we speak to
no
celebrate. Oh, yeah. Well, Les Nessman's already come in. Is he a pain in the butt, that Les Nessman. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, you've got delays 38 down to exit 35 A and B. We had an earlier accident at 35 A and B. That looks like that is out of the way now. Slowing again as you merge onto 84 West. Slows again just after 29A down. Pretty much it's sluggish and stop and go down to exit 28. And another bump as you move 24 down to 22 for the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. Northbound 91, long slow line of traffic, 18 in Meriden. It's sluggish right up to exit 22 in Cromwell. After that, little tight again, 25, 26 in Wethersfield, and you'll slow again 35 to 36 in Windsor. Westbound side of 84 slows, 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound tied up about a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. A little tight again between 58 and 59 as you move toward the 384 interchange. If you are traveling on the westbound side of Route 2, looks like we have an accident now, and it looks like it is just prior. It's between exit 6 and 4A on the westbound side of Route 2 in Glastonbury. So that's blocking a lane there. Slowing again 1D up to the 84 West merge. If you're heading toward Middletown right now, 9 northbound slows Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 9 north again slowing from 32 up to 34 in New Britain. We had an accident reported Route 9 southbound. It looks like it's just after exit 31 in Berlin. The right lane's blocked. Delays are back to 35 behind that. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Unusually chilly afternoon out there. We're going to continue to see this rain much of the remainder of the afternoon into the evening. A lot of ponding out there on the roads, reduced visibility. Definitely allow yourself some extra time. Again, temperatures in the 50s, and they'll hold there as we head through the night tonight with periods of rain. Then tomorrow will dry out. Clouds break for a little bit of sunshine. With the breeze, we're back up to 70, partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 54. And then temperatures back near average on Friday, partly sunny, breezy, warm. We're up to 82. Right now it's 56 in Manchester, 55 in Farmington, and it's 56 in Hartford. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
Some plumbers spend their ad money on internet searches. At Joe the Plumber, we like radio. So while we may not pop up first on your web search, come see why we're the first choice for so many residential and commercial plumbing jobs. Visit us at calljoetheplumber.com.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume by New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair aisle at your local CVS.
How did you get your tripping breakers fixed so fast?
ALO Home Services. Same day electrical. I gave them a call and they had a technician on their way. They even sent the technician's real-time location so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day electrical, call, click, or text today and say, hello, ALO, call for details. Licensed for safety, HIC 628926, P102776888, S104062441, S3308699, SN3004646, E1185643.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob!
The NAACP calls him, whoa! I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
That's because I hold these people to account, just so you know that. I'm not going to let them get away with all that nonsense. Coming up, stupidest thing I read today. And I got to tell you, nutmeggers, I'm not a fan of you right now. Just because of this poll. This polling data that I'm finding out about you folks is absolutely reprehensible. And it's something that's been bothering me since I got here 21 years ago. Those of you who know me know exactly what I'm talking about. And you will learn how disappointed in you than I am. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that frown. Turn it upside down about New England. Do you understand that? My ex-girlfriend, Laura, she and I were talking yesterday, texting back and forth about, because I was telling her that I was in Connecticut. She was like, "You're in Newington. What are you doing here?" And I told her about the whole bit about moving up, and she was excited. But she said something that I want to share with you. I thought this was cool. And I'll get to your phone calls. Everybody stand by. I promise. I'll get to you. Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on for it to a second. So we were going back and forth talking about, like, you know, what she's been doing the last couple of, you know, weeks or months or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And we're you know, hurling expletives at each other. Anyway, when I told her that I was in Connecticut, she said, "Congratulations. I knew you were full-time, but I didn't know that you would relocate to Connecticut." And she says this: "Don't listen to the haters. It's a decent place to live." And she's lived here all of her life. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because El Boogie, I used to call her Boogie back in the days, Laura wanted to be in New York. She loved New York, had to be in New York. She was a singer. She played guitar. She was like Jenny. She was just like Jenny without the, you know, the nude guitar playing. But that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a folk singer. And Jenny went to New York. She went to New York and she sang. That's how we met. We played at the smallest. She was playing at the smallest bar in New York. And she loved New York. She couldn't imagine being any other place until she moved back to Connecticut. And she's been there. And she met a guy, Randy, who listens to the program. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate your support. He's a supporter of WTIC. Randy, you know who you are. But I want to say thank you, and thank you for listening to the show. He's actually a pretty good supporter. Anyway, met Randy. They got married. They've been together forever. I almost feel like it's been like 20, 30 years. They've been together. They've been together for a long time. And she loves Connecticut. She loves being back. Couldn't imagine being anywhere else. And when she said that, she said, "Don't listen to the haters. It's a great place to live." And I've always trusted Laura on that. And she knows, because I've been here enough times to know that this is a great place to live. You got to love your place that you belong. Now, you're probably saying, "But Reese, you hate on New York." That's different. New York is different. New York changes hands every day. It's sort of like a chameleon, you know? It's like a girlfriend who keeps getting schizophrenic on you. It's like dating Sybil. As a city. It's Sybil. You never know what you're going to get. And you don't know if she's going to come at you with a kiss or a butcher knife. You just don't. You just don't. One day, she's showing you all the beautiful lights of Times Square. And then when you're not looking, she shoves you in front of the L train. That's New York. It's different. Don't give me any crap. Now let's go to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Jay is in Waterbury. How we doing, Jay?
Oh, Reese. TIC ain't like when I was a kid, when Bob Steele, Brad Davis, and Michael Savage was around. But I'm surprised you're still all there, because you sound like, you know, stress kills, as they say. And I don't know. It seems like you're on pins and needles. You're an interesting character, that's for sure. Lively and outgoing, I don't know. But as you get older, good luck. heart attack and everything else. Please, I don't. Well, warning! I've been through a stress killer. I'm also a war veteran, so and speaking about you had a couple of people talk about Christianity. This is a Judeo-Christian nation, but what would Jesus do if he was in front of that guy that had a gun or had a knife? What would he do if he's standing on the border between Gaza and Israel? Jesus.
Jay,
I love that guy.
Jay,
I'm sorry.
Jay, I wanted to say, do you get the impression that do you get the impression that I'm hyperactive and I may cause myself a heart attack or something?
Yes, okay. Because as you get, I don't know how old you are, but you seem like you're on pins. I mean, like maybe when you're younger you could handle it. I used to do, but I tell you. I don't know.
How old of a guy are you, if I may ask, Jay?
I'm 79, almost 80.
Well,
I'm born and raised in Connecticut. I listened to my parents listened to years ago WTIC, and then all through the years, and it's like, but I mean,
Bob, I'm 56. Bob. Thanks for asking. What? I'm 56 years old, but hear me out. This is the truth. Every person who's ever known me has said the same thing, and I'm not patting myself on the back. They said, Reese has always been like this. I am an energetic guy. And people write me all the time, and they say, Reese, it doesn't matter how tired you get. When you get on this radio, you are live, up, and at 'em, and I'm ready to go. You want to know why, Jay? Because I'm excited to be here. It's another day above ground.
Well, you love the job. Come on, that's motivation
true.
Right there.
That's right.
I wondered to myself, what kind of medication are you on? You're pretty lively up there high in the sky,
I promise this is all natural.
What kind of vitamins do you take? What kind of energy drinks do you take? Well, I can't help it. Not like Bob Steele, Bob Davis, or not Michael Savage. That's for sure.
I will tell you this: I'm not. I'm definitely. I'm not those legends, and God bless them. They will always be my my heroes and my idols. But I'm just got to be Reese, and this is who I am. But I appreciate you calling and letting me know.
Advertisements, Hems. Do you take those medications they advertise in Hems that kind of get you excited and going?
No, I promise
I don't believe it. Yeah, right. Sure. Okay, Reese.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you lots of luck. You're going to need it as you get older. Take care, young man. Bye.
Thank you. It's the best. Oh, you guys are going to know when I miss a step, when I'm losing, when I'm, when I come in and I'm on the microphone, I'm just like, yeah. Same old stuff going on here. If I come in like that, Roland, if you ever witness me dragging my rump into this room without some energy, you better pull me to the side and say, hey, what is going on? Do you need to, take a break? Okay? You ever see me like that, Roland? Have you seen me like that at all?
The last thing I ever want to do is witness you dragging your rump.
I meant that figuratively. I will not. I promise you, I will come in here with the same energy. I'm always excited to be here. I'm living, I'm living the dream. This is, some people have other things, but this is mine. This is just my grind. It's what I said it before. I'll say it again. There's no days off. This is my vacation. I'm living my vacation every day. Every day. It couldn't get any better than this. It could. I mean, okay, maybe.
Yeah, it could get something. It could get a little better.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Get a little better.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: if it ever got better, I'd be grateful. But there'd be some things that I miss, right? Because there's some things that you sometimes, I guess, without knowing it, you can get complacent. But I love what I do. Again, it was weird. I came in here on Monday and I was all thumbs. I was like, I gotta remember this button, blah, blah, blah. And now it's Wednesday. And I'm back. My ex-wife just got on the phone. She texted me and she said, "You finally look natural now." She goes, "You look like you're home now." And I went, "I needed a few days. Yeah,
you got to settle in.
Yeah, got to settle in. I have it. Oh, and I also changed the chair. Whatever Brian is sitting on in here, Brian, what are you doing? What are you doing? That chair has got to go. I had to move it.
Yeah, you see, I have my own special chair. Nobody.
Yeah, I got to get a special
touches.
chair. It's got to have a lumbar thing. or whatever it is, the newfangled chair that makes your back stand straight.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, whatever those things are.
I got an old school rugged chair.
You got an old school rugged chair?
Yeah, I don't like to be confined or surrounded, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I need one of those chairs that costs like $4,800, you know, that rolls on special alloy wheels that you can run over a rug and it's smooth going back and forth. Like without even moving, the wheels will just glide you across the floor and you feel like you're floating in space. I need that chair. And I also need one of those glass things on the floor, whatever that thing that guy sells on TV. It's like the little glass thing on the floor that you put your chair on. You can buy them online.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, those things are expensive. I think those things are like $2,500.
Oh, they're meant for the wheels?
Yeah, they're meant for the wheels on your chair. Those are really, really savvy. But they're made of glass, which doesn't make any sense to me because I'm always worried that the glass is going to break under
That's
my weight.
That's why I'll never go on that glass, that tourist site where they're just walking across the glass.
Oh, the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, like, nah.
No, I would never do that either. Who wants to look down like that? You know...
A lot of people, obviously.
Can I tell you this? This is actually weird. Oh, you just mentioned something that's really, really weird to me. If ever I stand on like a tall skyscraper, or like a building or something like that, I always have to back away from the edge because I'm always envisioning myself going over. This is why I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Is that if I go to the edge, I immediately start imagining oh my God. Like I go... Like I jump out of a scared straight video. You know?
I can look over as long as it's like a railing. I could grab with two hands. I'll grab that tight and then I'll take a peek over.
I'm afraid of heights, man. I'm telling you, every bit of them. I can honestly say anything above the second floor freaks me out.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really afraid.
I used to jump out of the second floor.
What? You used to jump out of the second floor window?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My little brother did that when we were playing hooky at a friend's house and the cops came. The cops came into the house and they were searching the whole house. I hid inside of a pantry and then got out as the cops came up the stairs. I went down the stairs and got out. As I went behind, my brother was on the second floor hanging from the second-story window outside the house so that the cops wouldn't see him. It was the weirdest thing.
I'm pretty sure that's why my left knee is messed up now.
Really?
From jumping out of trees, jumping out of windows. Yeah.
How old were you when you were hanging or jumping out of second-story windows?
In high school. Middle school, high school.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to climb trees all the time, all the way to the top, come down to the bottom.
Yeah, I don't climb. Yeah.
Even to this day, I think, like, man, God must have really been protecting you because any branch could have broke at any point in time, and that would have been a wrap.
Okay, I lied. I'm sorry. I have to tell the truth. I lied. Okay. I said that anything above the second floor is too high for me. I have to tell the truth, and I feel bad having lied to you. I promise I'll never, ever do it again. I can't do ladders. I can't. Any type of them, I can't. I gingerly climb up a ladder. If it shakes just a little bit, I lose my mind.
You get scared.
I gotta lose my mind every time. I can't do it. It's the most frightening thing in the world. Why am I up in the air? I told you I can't slam dunk a basketball. If I have to go up in the air, I always feel like coming down is the worst thing that could ever happen.
Matter of fact, the first time I went to my wife's grandparents' house in North Carolina, I think I was 25. He had me cleaning out his gutters. He's like, come on, young fella. He put me on a ladder, had me cleaning out his gutters. So then I climbed the ladder and got on the roof. And I was like, I'll just jump off. He was like, no, you better get back on the ladder and come down. And then I just jumped off into the grass.
You're insane. I would have never done that. I'd have been screaming the whole way down, oh, God!
He thought for sure that I broke something.
I bet he did. Speaking of breaking something...
Let's break the traffic.
Yeah, let's break the traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading in toward Hartford right now, look for some slow traffic on the southbound side of 91 from 36 down to 35. Again, 33 down to 32 A and B. More delays, 27 down to 28. And another bump as you move from 24. It's heavy right down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. Slowing again as you approach 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Northbound 91, that's slowing by exit 20 Country Club Road. Again, 21 to 22. More delays, 24 up to 25, 26 in Wethersfield for the Putnam Bridge. Slow traffic again in Windsor, 35 to 36. Westbound 84 tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45. Eastbound 84 is tied about a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley. Running slow again, 58 out to 59 in the 384 interchange. If you're 2 eastbound, you're slowing coming off of I-84 and you're tied out to exit 3 in East Hartford. Route 2 westbound, we've got an accident now between exit 6 and 4A in Glastonbury. That's slowing you down there. If you are traveling west of that, slowing again as you merge to the 84 west merge. Now, if you're 9 northbound in Middletown, slowing Harbor Park, 9 southbound Berlin into the Cromwell area, we've got an accident 9 southbound, and it looks like it's between exit 31 and 30. The right lane's blocked. Delays are approaching 35 in New Britain. Behind that, northbound 9 slows 32 up to exit 34 in New Britain. 84 eastbound slowing in Waterbury 17 to 18. Again, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 tied up approaching 26 in Cheshire up to exit 25 in Waterbury. 8 southbound in Hamden, 15 southbound Parkway in Hamden slowing from 61 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 South New Haven's tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. WTIC Weather Center sees periods of rain this afternoon, some of which could be heavy at times. We've probably already hit the high for today, which was the low 60s. We're currently at 58 right now. The rain should continue into this evening, should taper off by early tomorrow, and still on the cool side as the temperature hits about 70 for Thursday. The Immigration and Customs Field Office in Boston is announcing that 65 illegal immigrants were recently apprehended in Connecticut. 4-day detail took place between August 12th and the 15th. ICE says of those who were rounded up, 29 were convicted or had been accused of serious crimes, including kidnapping, assault, drug offenses, weapons violations, and sex crimes. ICE officers in Hartford worked in concert with the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives on the detail. Hurricane Aaron kicking up wild surf and dangerous rip currents as it churns in the Atlantic, far enough out to sea to prevent landfall, but watches and warnings for high surf have been posted from North Carolina to New England. Ben Zeitlin is visiting Nags Head and is monitoring the storm with caution.
About a week ago, my wife saw the forecast and told me that there's going to be a hurricane. So, we were a little nervous about it, but, we were excited to spend time at the beach, and, we can monitor the forecast. We got a lot of alerts.
Scores of rescues were performed Tuesday off the Carolina coast. Police in New Haven investigating the discovery of a body. The find was made today in the water in the area of East Shore Park. Person was pronounced dead at the scene. Officers say there were no evident signs of trauma. The cause and manner of death is under investigation. Justice Department will investigate crime stats in D.C. showing violent crime dropping before last week's federal takeover. Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina wondering how far the administration will go.
Where do we go from here? Do we go to Gary, Indiana, Detroit?
Top Democrats calling out ICE for using social media to target State Representative Corey Paris of Stamford. He warned residents about the presence of federal immigration agents. That was picked up by a right-wing Twitter address accusing Paris of doxing ICE agents. ICE retweeted the message, and Paris and his family say they've been receiving death threats since. Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz gathered lawmakers in Hartford to issue their own message.
And we're here today to stand and support him. We're also here today to call on ICE to stop aiding and abetting extremist groups and threatening our elected officials.
Bysowitz says ICE is aiding and abetting those groups. State Senate Republicans have also called for a stop to the threats. Busy and exciting time for students and teachers across Connecticut. The 2025-26 school year begins next week for most. Kate Diaz, the president of Connecticut Education Association, says an infusion of funding last year helped stave off shortages in special education. However, Diaz says districts are still grappling with teacher shortages.
Some of that's a quantity issue, right? The more teachers you have, the more vacancies proportionally you will have. But we also know that in districts where salaries continue to be stagnant, people leave. And so the vacancies will persist in those spaces.
Diaz says there are between 1,000 and 1,200 teaching vacancies across Connecticut. And the Little League team from Fairfield is on its way to the Little League World Series championship game. The Fairfielders have just wrapped up a 7-3 win over the team from Nevada. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romances in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated, because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Northeast Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you, including our new office in Warwick, Rhode Island.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
The stupidest thing I've read today. Apparently, there is a poll that's done every year. And apparently, it's done in Connecticut, too. And in this poll, it says, Connecticut votes by 42% to 38% that they are more Yankee fans than they are Red Sox fans. 42% of Connecticut baseball fans favor the Yankees, while 38% support the Red Sox. They say that the remaining fans support other teams, primarily the New York Mets, which in essence just means that more people like New York teams in Connecticut than they do the Red Sox. Now, why am I upset about this? It's obvious. New York doesn't love you. They don't. Why are you showing them love? They're not your fans. They're not your friends. They're about to elect Zoran Mamdani. They're about to try to turn your state into a communist one. To join them, don't align yourself with those damn Yankees. That's the reason why they're called the damn Yankees. No one supports them. Aaron Judge, old light-skinned, 6'9" brother. So what, the girls think he's cute. He's just nothing. He's a low-budget Derek Jeter. That's all he is. They don't love you. Stop showing them love. You understand me? It's Red Sox Nation, and you're a part of it. You're New England. Act like it. Yankee fans. What's wrong with you people? Huh? You'll just let anybody into this damn town, won't you? I cannot believe it. I lost my mind. That is the stupidest thing I've ever read. 42 to 38. Thank God this polling is close. I'd have been upset. Get it together. This is absolutely unacceptable. Let's go to a real New Englander who loves the Red Sox. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. Who knows better?
We lost a 2-game series to the Birds. Bad loss last night.
The
Eighth
Orioles?
inning, we lost 2 games to the Orioles in the last 2 days. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 8th last night.
Yeah.
Nobody out.
Oh.
This guy comes in from the Orioles. All he's throwing is change-ups, and we strike out 3 batters in a row.
Wow.
Nobody got in.
The Orioles suck.
Yeah.
They're the worst. No one likes the Orioles. Baltimore doesn't like the Orioles. The Orioles.
I don't know about that.
Now, listen to me. The Baltimore Orioles are so bad, Baltimore folks won't even rob them.
Have you ever been to Camden Yards?
I have.
It's fantastic. And if you're a Red Sox
beautiful.
fan, it's less expensive to even fly down there, buy a ticket, and stay there than it is to go to a Red Sox game.
That's exactly right, because it's Baltimore. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's 7 hours door to door from my house, but I do love Camden Yards. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 got some slow traffic from exit 36 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. More slow traffic as you move from 23 down to 22 in Rocky Hill into Cromwell, and another delay 21 down to 20 in Middletown and 19 to 17 in Meriden. So it's a real tough ride this afternoon, especially 91 South. Northbound 91 moving slow from 20 up to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. You'll see slow traffic again 24 up to 25, 26 in Wethersfield, and again by 33 Jennings Road. More slow traffic 35 to 36 in Windsor. Westbound side of 84 tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's tied up from 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. Again, 58 out to 59 in the 384 interchange. If you are traveling 5 and 15 northbound, delays from I-91 over to I-84 in East Hartford. 2 westbound slowing by 4A. Again, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Heading into Middletown, 9 southbound slows at the Aragoni Bridge. 9 southbound, and we're still dealing with a crash between exit 31 and 30. Cromwell Berlin line, right lane is blocked. Delays are back to the 72 interchange behind that. We're actually back to 35 behind that. Waterbury 84 eastbound slowing 17 to 18. Again, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slows 26 up to 25 in Waterbury. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Staples.
Calling all parents and teachers. At Staples, your back-to-school budget is officially saved by the button. The easy button, with supplies as low as 25 cents. Plus, laptops are up to 40% off and more deals on top brands and trending styles. Find it all at Staples. That was easy.
WTIC weather.
We're going to continue to see these pulses of rain roll through as we head through the evening hours here. A lot of potting out there on the roads. It's unusually chilly for August. Temperatures in the 50s right now. They're not going to drop off all that much tonight, down to 55. Then for tomorrow, clouds break for a little bit of sunshine. Breezy, still on the cool side, up to 70. Partly cloudy, breezy tomorrow night, down to 52. Then we'll warm back up on Friday. Temperatures back closer to average, partly sunny with a breeze. We're up to 82. Right now, it's only 58 in Wallingford. It's 55 in Bristol and 57 in Hartford. This is meteorologist John Ferrick in the WTIC Weather Center.
Looking to retire with confidence? Get the answers you need. Tune in to Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman. Sunday mornings at 9:30 on NewsTalk WTIC AM. Strategies, insights, and smart retirement talk. Don't miss it.
We know that you want the best for your child. That's why you can trust our expert pediatric dentists here at Columbia Dental, who are trained to meet and handle your child's unique dental needs. Call Columbia Dental at 860-645-0111.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-220-6409 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-220-6409. That's 800-220-6409. What do you have to lose? Call 800-220-6409. Again, 800-220-6409.
Oh, hold still. This is only going to hurt a little. It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
How many people do you think watch NBC in Connecticut in between the ages of 25 and 54? How many people do you think it is? It's amazing. It's really, really amazing. And I just looked it up and like, wow. That's just wow. It's just really, really wow. It's Reese on the Radio, WTIC, News Talk 1080. I'll get to your phones in a minute. If you want to call up, the number's 860-522-WTIC. Also, I want to say the little housekeeping. Substack, Reese on the Radio. You got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com to actually link up. So you go there and you ask for an alert so that every time I write an article, it goes right into your mailbox. Okay? It is free. I write an article every Sunday. Sometimes I'll write it on Saturday night and then it'll post on Sunday. But I try to keep it consistent on Sunday. If you haven't checked it out, please do. If you haven't gone to ReeseOnTheRadio.com, please do. Also, friend us on Facebook. So you can become a member. I just want as many people as you possibly can. The reason why is because if any one of these people finally drag me out of here and tell me to take a break, you have to take a vacation, Reese. No, you can't stay. No, and why is there a cot in here? No, you cannot keep a cot in here. No, you can't sleep here. What's Brian going to do? If they make me, you'll at least know how to reach me because I won't be taking a break. I'm just telling you, I won't. And you can find me on Facebook. You can get me whenever you want. Do you understand that? You can have Reese on the Radio whenever you want because, again, there are no days off. I am always wondering, what are you doing? I sit at home some days. What's Connecticut doing? Are they sitting around waiting for me to come on the air? It's Saturday. I know they're waiting for me to get on. I miss them. No, I do not want to go to another farmer's market, Roseanne. No. I want to be with the people. Boy, I wish it was that desperate. I'm not that bad. Hey, Wanda Pataki. What you doing, girl? Oh, that's not good. Why are you stuffing that? What are you putting in that box? Anyway, Connecticut is a sanctuary no more, according to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. You may have heard John Silva talking about this a little while, but I've got to ask a question. Yo, what in the hell is going on in Danbury? Now, Laura, my ex-girlfriend, she is from Danbury. It was the first place I ever knew or visited in Connecticut, Danbury. And I'm reading this story. John Silva, thankfully, nicely, kindly, printed this story for me. I was walking through the hall and he said, hey, Reese, I can't do John Silva's silky voice. He said, hey, Reese, I I printed this story for you. I went, John Silva printed a story for me? The new for me? Thank you, John. And I, again, probably listening to the show because he's forced to. He thought this would be interesting, and he's 100% right. He's the news guy. How wouldn't he know? And here's Wiz. Can I get John? Can I bet? John, if you can hear me, can you come to the mic real quick? I know you just did the news, but I want to ask you something interesting about this because this was really, really impressive on so many levels. John, I got you there? Yeah, there he is. He's grabbing the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so this customs enforcement thing that you gave me, did you notice what I noticed about the regions where they caught a lot of these guys? Did you see the one sort of revolving theme as far as the town was concerned? Did you see that?
I saw Waterbury mentioned.
Waterbury was mentioned, but you know what's overwhelmingly mentioned? Danbury.
Danbury.
What is, and now look, you know this area probably just as well as anybody. Is that, I'll tell you the backdrop and then you could probably answer the question. So Laura Sanger was my friend who told me that Danbury was a place where a lot of people immigrated to once, more people started moving out. I don't know if it was white flight or any of that stuff, but a lot of people immigrated to the Danbury area and to Brewster right across the border. Mm-hmm. Is Danbury very migrated? Is that from what you know about demographics in the area? Is that the case?
I can't really speak to that.
Oh, you wouldn't know? Okay.
No.
All right. So, I just thought it was odd that Danbury seems to – every one of these people I'm looking at on the list is Danbury. It's very centralized. And I never thought – because I've been there once, and it seemed like a quiet little suburban town unless something has changed as far as demographics over the years. But did you didn't notice that it was a whole bunch of Danbury people?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, that's for me. That's just I just wanted to know if there was like a demographic change that happened like in the last 20 years into Danbury, because the more I look, the more I'm hearing that story that Danbury's got more of these cases of immigration. I'd say problems or issues, for lack of a better word. But do you know anything else about how many people were accosted altogether? About 60 something.
It was 60. I believe the release said 65.
About 60.
And about half had been either charged or had been accused of committing
crimes,
serious felonies.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that's on here. The other ones that I don't get are like breach of peace, but I don't understand the details of what breach of peace usually. I always thought that was sort of like maybe you get into a fight with a neighbor or stuff like that. So those aren't very serious. But there's some other charges on top of that I thought was weird. Okay, I just wanted to ask you if you had noticed that about the Danbury connection, because I thought that was pretty odd that would be all centralized to one area. Because I hear about New Haven, you hear about Bridgeport, but Danbury just seemed really odd.
Yeah, well, again, I can't, I can't speak to that personally.
I was just wondering if you had noticed that pattern just in the newsroom, that area was a hotbed of where ICE was sort of centralized. That was all.
Okay.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Sorry I couldn't be more.
No, that's okay. I kind of put you on the spot. It's my fault. Don't blame. Don't take any issue with that. It was my fault, not yours. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. John Silva, everybody. Of course, WTIC News here in the building. And I'll probably do that to him again, but I promise I won't throw him under the bus. I caught him off guard because he handed it to me, and I saw that. I was just looking. Danbury? Looking some of these names. Look at it. Danbury, Connecticut. This guy, history includes convicted sex assault, 2008. This guy, drug and cocaine, harassing, carrying a prohibited weapon, cruelty toward a child, obscene communication. That was Danbury. Here's another one, Danbury. This one includes arrest for stalking, assaults, disorderly conduct. This is another one. Danbury, Connecticut. Convicted of larceny. Arrest for domestic violence, assault in the third degree, breach of peace. That one's another Norwalk. That's like Norwalk is number 2 on here. Let me see. Here's another one. That one is also, nope, that's Stamford. Danbury, Connecticut. Here it is again. This one, assault, breach of peace, violation of protection order, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct. Here's another one, Danbury, Connecticut. Criminal history includes charges for sexual assault, breach of peace. That one's Stanford. But everywhere I turn around, it's like, what is going on in Danbury? For crying out loud. That's insanity. Let's get back to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Chip in Coventry. Hello, sir.
Professor Reese, my man, how you doing? We're 6 feet above ground. It's a good day to celebrate.
You're damn right it is. What's going on, Chip?
Hey, real quickly, seriously, are you from, or can I ask this, are you in Connecticut doing your show or no?
I am physically in the town of Farmington, my friend.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, all right. I was just wondering, because I'm like, I don't know how to do a podcast yet, but I'll talk to you about that. I really don't. I want to watch them on my phone and my TV. But here's my thing.
Okay.
Did you hear, I'm pretty sure you heard that there's a $50 million is a reward or bounty for the president of Venezuela? I figure you and me can head down there. And, I mean, you know, I'd be happy with a pack of smokes and a coffee to catch the guy. I don't need the money.
Do you understand why I can't go to Venezuela to go capture Maduro? There is one thing that is keeping me from going down there to collect the $50 million that is on his head as a price, and that is the need for food, because there's none down there. You can't get a restaurant at all. When I heard the worst news I could about what Maduro had done to Venezuela was two things that blew my mind. Everybody said that everyone in Venezuela was losing weight. And the other story that I read was that families were making decisions about the family dog, and that's all I'll say.
Ooh, wow. I believe you.
That's how desperate it was getting.
You know, I hate to say you got to do what you got to do, but,
yeah.
You know, I mean, on a side quick note, I dated a girl from Venezuela, from Danbury. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. Nothing personal, ladies. I'm just staying away from that because. But what I wanted to talk about, and I just hopped into your station a little while ago, is the guy, I think it was from Florida, with the 18-wheeler that made the illegal U-turn, and the three innocent. Was it Florida, Reese?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and I believe the driver, he's from India. He's unvetted, illegal, and we talk about this every day in other subjects, but I get so. Like, my blood pressure goes up, and I'm like, how come they can keep on the Democrats, because they don't care. They're like, oh, in California, I believe that's where he's from.
I think what you're learning here, Chip, and this is, I got to take a break in a minute, but I want to answer this for you as well as I possibly can. Here's all you need to know about Democrats who are sort of, pushing this under the rug or being dismissive of it. The incident that took place with this illegal and the people who ended up crashing into his vehicle and losing their lives because of his illegality, of course, the illegal U-turn and his illegal status in the United States. The reason why they don't seem to care is because that's par for the course. It's never about the people at all. They don't care that he's an illegal. They don't care that those people died. They don't care about Lake and Riley. They don't care about any of those stories. What they care about is power. And if the death of that individual cannot help them with gaining power, it's of no use to them. So they look at a story like that and they go, how can I use this to help me? It's like watching Black Lives Matter say nothing about the countless lives that are dying in the inner city, but yet find a way to monopolize it when Derek Chauvin does it. It's because it isn't politically expedient. And I always say this to everyone. If you want to understand the Democrats' motivation, I want you to look at three things. How can I morally be better than you? How I could be financially profiting from that tragedy. And third, and last but not least, how can I gain politically?
Right.
That's all.
Hey, one last thing. And the thing is, we discussed this, I'll make this quick. Remember a few weeks ago, if you're going to come to America, and I mean this nicely, learn the English language,
my biggest pet peeve, sir. It's my biggest pet peeve. It's the reason why I'm on my O campaign. I got to go, but I'll talk to you later, Chip. It's the reason why I do my O campaign. I say every word in English with the letter O at the end. It's time-o for El Trafico with Mark Christopher O in the BPS Traffic Center. Oh.
Oh, it's magic. Good afternoon, Reese. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading toward Hartford southbound 91, look for some slow traffic. 35 down to 32 A and B, and again approaching 27 down to 28. You'll slow again. Rocky Hill into Cromwell between 23 and 22. More delays, 21 down to 20 in Middletown, and again slowing 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91's okay. Cromwell until you get up into Rocky Hill, you've got delays from 24 up to 25, 26 for the Putnam Bridge again, 33 Jennings Road in Hartford, and 91 North slows again in Windsor from 35 up to 36. Westbound 84 slows in the 384 on-ramp. In Manchester down to exit 57, again slowing 56 Governor Street out to 45. Flatbush 84 eastbound's tight about a mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. Again 58 out to 59 in the 384 interchange. 2 westbound slows, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 2 eastbound slow off of I-84 out to exit 3 in East Hartford. If you're traveling into Middletown, 9 southbound's a little tight at the Arrigoni Bridge. Also look out for this accident. Well, actually just cleared now. That's good news. An accident southbound Route 9 between exit 31 and 30 is cleared from the right lane. You've got delays back to exit 35 in New Britain, but that's going to ease out quickly now. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching 26 in Cheshire to 25 in Waterbury. Eastbound 84 slows 18 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury, and again 26 down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway, look for delays now from exit 62 down to exit 59 in New Haven. South 95 tight 46 down to 42 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. Has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The WTIC Weather Center forecast calling for periods of rain this afternoon, highs in the low 60s, and that rain will continue into this evening and tonight before it begins to taper off tomorrow. Little League team from Fairfield has advanced to the U.S. Championship game. The Fairfielders came from behind after falling behind 3-0 early to Nevada for a 7-3 win. They will play for the U.S. Championship Saturday afternoon at 3:30. Shorelines across the eastern seaboard are gearing up for effects of Hurricane Aaron. Storm is well offshore, but it's kicking up some big waves and churning up dangerous rip currents. Some beach closures as a result as well. One person was injured in a fire in Meriden today. That blaze broke out this morning on Ann Street. Firefighters from surrounding towns were called in to assist. The victim was taken to the Bridgeport Hospital burn unit for treatment. State police on the lookout for the driver who apparently dragged a Massachusetts state trooper before evading police out of Holyoke. That person identified as 23-year-old Mason Payne of Vermont and said to have possibly made his way into Connecticut. Top Democrats in the state rallying behind State Representative Corey Paris. He's a Stamford Democrat who says he's been facing threats over his community warnings against ICE. And NATO defense chiefs have discussed potential security guarantees for Ukraine to help end Russia's 3-year-old war. Wall Street, mixed bag today on the market side. The Dow up 16 points. The NASDAQ lost 142. S&P down 15. Red Sox idle on a Wednesday night. Kind of unusual there, but they'll open up a 4-game series against the Yankees in the Bronx on Thursday. The Yanks will finish their 2-game set against Tampa Bay, and the Mets are in the nation's capital to face the Nats. Yard Goods Baseball on TIC tonight. Hartford is at Somerset, 6:30 on the radio. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
At Aiello Home Services, we love the opportunity of meeting our customers' pets. That's why we partnered with the Pack Leaders Rescue of East Hartford and the Wallingford Animal Shelter to help animals find the homes they deserve. To help these animals and fix your home's plumbing, heating, AC, electrical, or drains, call, click, or text and say hello, Aiello. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P1027768, S104062441, S3 308699, SM 3004646. 866-E1-185643.
Caring makes all the difference. Experience the care at the Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. As you arrive, a newly remodeled and updated facility awaits you with all of the amenities to provide a place of comfort, security, and peace of mind. The Bradley Home and Pavilion is the place to thrive and have fun. While the space has changed, a commitment to the best quality of life remains the same. The Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. Experience the care at thebradleyhome.org.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob! I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
We're back, Reese on the radio, and I'm going to get to phone calls in a second. I just saw this story, and do you remember, Roland, I know you saw this. I know you cover the news now and again, you'll watch the news, but did you see this wild story with the judge in Kentucky? So, it's a regular courtroom scene, and there's a sheriff's deputy and a judge, and they go back in the judge's chamber. And in the judge's chamber, the sheriff deputy whips out a gun and shoots the judge point-blank range.
I did not see this.
Okay, it is a crazy video. You got to find it.
This is something that actually happened?
This is a real story that happened. The video is everywhere. It went viral when it happened. And everybody who saw it was just like, it seemed crazy. One, because the sheriff and the judge were good friends. They knew each other for a long time. And this sheriff who pulled out the gun and just started shooting the judge, his friend, everyone's saying, no, something is off with the sheriff. Maybe he went, mental block or whatever. Something went, off kilter with this guy.
Or,
well,
maybe it was a money thing.
No, it was worse than that.
Oh, so it's a woman thing.
Yeah, well, they're women, for lack of a better word. Here, I'll put it this way. So it turns out someone had told me and said, Reese, this was back in the days when I was doing just a podcast. And somebody said, Reese, I have word, because one of my listeners was from Kentucky, says, I've got word that what this judge was doing was really, really shady. And this sheriff had believed that his daughter was involved.
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
And I was like, what? No, that's it. Like, who would do that? You don't do that to your friend. That's crazy.
That'll do it.
Well, here's the headline. Is it in New York Post today? Kentucky judge killed by sheriff ran courthouse like a brothel and traded sex for favors at twisted parties, says a victim. And the story goes real quick. I got 30 seconds. A rural Kentucky judge gunned down in his own chambers last year ran a twisted sex ring in which young women were coaxed into performing favors just to get out of trouble. One of the alleged victims claims. Taya Adams alleges that she was among those caught up in the Judge Kevin Mullins' apparent sex for favors scheme that saw him and others in the tiny town of Whitesburg demand sex in exchange for cash or to get offenders off the hook. And the sheriff knew about it, that it was young girls involved, and that's the way he reacted.
Hey, I can't blame him.
That's a tough call, man. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean,
it's just one of those...
I'm just thinking about if that was my daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Exactly. Yeah, it's just crazy. That's insane. Anyway, let's get to some weather and traffic. Again, Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, man.
Speaking of judges with a lot higher character, this is sad today. Judge Frank Caprio has passed away. Yeah.
Rhode Island?
I think he was a judge in Providence.
Yes.
He had his viral videos.
He actually had a TV show.
Yes.
In Providence.
Yes.
And he was the kindest man in the world, man.
Yes, just the opposite of this other guy.
Yeah.
He passed away, I believe, today at 88. I think he had pancreatic cancer, which is, obviously really
His videos
sad.
were great because it showed the judicial system, at least in his courtroom, being kind and caring and considerate of those people who couldn't pay. There was a case with a guy who walked 4 hours to face his courtroom for a traffic ticket, and because he walked that far, the judge Caprio gave him, a suspended sentence and waived his fines.
He knew the people that really meant that they were sorry, and he could filter that out, and he was way more compassionate with the person who was really trying to make good. So.
Good guy.
Good guy. It just came over my feed. I was like, oh no, great. Oh my God, I'm so sad. So rest in peace, Judge Frank Caprio from the great state of Rhode Island. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91, look for delays from 34 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. You'll see another little bump down by exit 24 for the Silas Dean Highway in Rocky Hill. More slow traffic 21 to 20, and again 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91, that's moving well until you get up into Hartford. You'll see a little slow traffic by 33, again 35 to 36 in Windsor. Westbound 84 is running slow 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound delays 44 Prospect Oakwood down into the tunnel. Again, slowing 58 out to 59 in East Hartford. 15 northbound, you got some slow traffic from I-91 over to 84 east in East Hartford. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell. 2 westbounds tight 1D up to the 84 west merge. If you're heading 9 southbound, some slow traffic from exit 33 down to 31 in Berlin. 9 northbound slows 32 to 34 in New Britain. Westbound 84 is tight 26 to 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. Southbound Parkway, you've got delays from 61 down to 59 in New Haven, and 95 southbound delays 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Periods of rain out there through the night tonight. Looks like the steadiest rain is going to be the next few hours here. So a lot of ponding out there on the roads, reduced visibility. Definitely allow yourself some extra time. Really unusually chilly for August. We'll dip back to 55 tonight, so not dropping off much from where we are right now. Then tomorrow, clouds break for a little bit of sunshine, breezy, still cool. The high 70, partly cloudy tomorrow night down to 52, and then partly sunny and warmer Friday. Temperatures back near average, the high 82. Right now it's 59 in Middletown, 57 in Newington, and 57 in Hartford. This is meteorologist John Feerick in the WTIC Weather Center.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic a part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, ShopRite, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. Maybe even your sex drive is off. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Northeast Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an improved sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you, including our new office in Warwick, Rhode Island.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, another day, another $1.48 after taxes. Because it's Connecticut, you know. It's more than half. We're going to get up out of here. We have had a very, very interesting day today. I hope that you enjoyed the show. It is always a pleasure to be here in town, and I can't wait to get here physically, which is going to happen very soon. I'll be up here I've got to be up here in October. I plan to be here in September, but I've got to be here in October because the Connecticut Broadcasters Awards are coming up, and apparently yours truly has a shot. It's a likelihood that I have a shot. I don't know whether or not. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys who are probably vying for this, and I'm the new guy, you know, and I'm a little different than a lot of these guys, but there's a shot, and you know, I'll be here. It's nice to be nominated or considered, you know. I'll have the chicken. I'm not a fish guy. I'll have the chicken. Can we order? Tell them what we want. Is it like going to a wedding, asking for the chicken or the fish? I'll take the chicken, just in case. I don't know if it's a black tie affair. Will we have to wear tuxedos? Do we have to look really, really good? Is that what we're doing? Craig, why is Craig? Oh, Craig he butt dialed me. Whatever we can possibly, like, I need to know if I need to wear a tuxedo or if I need to rent one. If I do, I'm definitely not going. But if I can wear just a nice suit and show up there, it's not a tuxedo. It's not like the Oscar. But you're going, right? Are you going to wear a suit and tie? You'll be formal enough? What does that even mean? It means you're not going to wear a button-down shirt. That's what it means. I can see. Don't show me. You got to show up looking just as sharp as I do. If I got to wear a suit and tie, you got to wear a suit and tie. Oh, look. I don't want to look like your chauffeur.
No, I can't outdo you, man. I just
no, you're not. Now all of a sudden you think you're gonna outdo me? Oh, now sounds like a challenge.
I play the black background.
Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this.
You're the big Batman. I'm the small Robin.
No. Here's what I think. I'm just gonna ask you. Do you have a pair of gaiters?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. Thank God. Thank God.
I have one pair of Stacey Adams. That's it.
Okay.
When my wife makes me dress up for her.
She makes you wear Stacey Adams?
When I have to dress up, I always like the Stacey Adams shoes.
Okay.
I don't wear them, but when she makes me dress up, then I'll put them on.
Yes. I've got some Bruno Mollies that I got from an OJ auction. No, I'm kidding. I don't. I'm just kidding.
And I like some Kenneth Coles too, because I used to work there when I was in college.
Yeah, so. I have a couple of pairs of Kenneth. I got some Florsheim, some Kenneth Coles. I can't remember the other ones I got. Anyway, all right, time to get up out of here. Let me get to the phones and get everybody else home. Let's go to Dave in Branford. How are you, sir?
Yeah, Reese, your choice. You want me to kick the New Haven Register, or you want to hear a hydrilla story?
Give me kick the New Haven Register. I want that.
Okay, so Susan Campbell is the in-house editorial writer.
Okay.
She's a journalist professor at University of New Haven, so she affects the minds of the next generation.
Yes, she does.
And so the story is, it's an editorial. Don't fall for misdirection from the Epstein files. So she's telling you everything Trump is doing is to take your eyes off the Epstein story, which as far as I'm concerned is a non-story. Here's the criticism. There's a paragraph. The occupation began after, now she calls the National Guard in Washington, D.C.
Right.
The occupation. So there's a little bit of a slur to begin with. Here's the part that she has so twisted, it's willful. He's the guy who got beat up in Washington, D.C. He got pummeled on the street. He's the guy whose nickname is Big Balls.
Yes.
So here's the quotes. He was beaten up by teenagers. We'll just leave it there. Well, the stories I read, mostly in the New York Post, it was 7 to 10 people surrounded by another group that was egging them on.
Yeah.
He wasn't beat up by teenagers. It was a large group.
Yes, he
that
was.
pummeling him. So that's a misdirection. Now here's the rest of the sentence. In an attempted and unarmed carjacking. Well, they didn't catch most of the escaped thugs. It is not known. It is not a fact that they were unarmed. Okay, so that's just her opinion. And here's the end of the sentence. It's actually the next. 2 15-year-olds, I'll read it again, 2 15-year-olds have been arrested. So it leaves you with the impression that 2 unarmed 15-year-olds beat up Big Balls in an attempted carjacking. That is nowhere close to the actual truth.
Yeah, that's
maybe
an attempt.
People.
And here's the attempt. What that article is supposed to infer is that Big Balls in this story is just a little chump who got beat up by a bunch of 15-year-olds. He's a grown tech guy.
It doesn't even say that. It leaves the impression that it was just 2 teenagers.
Exactly.
It's so willfully twisted, and a journalism professor should know way better.
Yeah.
Words have meaning. She did this on purpose. That lady should be let go.
Yeah.
That's literally lying to the public.
Indeed.
I read that. It was in yesterday's Register. Thanks for letting me get it off.
My pleasure, sir. You got it. Let's go. Mark is in Colchester. What's going on, Mark?
Well, I just wanted to give you a heads up on Danbury, if you've got a second.
Yeah, what do you get? Please.
But do you know about Stewart Airport over there in Newburgh, New York?
I do not.
It was closed down quite often in the evening for special government flights.
That's
under the Biden
right.
administration.
That's right. See, everybody thought that stuff was happening only at Westchester Airport in Teterboro.
Oh, it was Stewart, because I have friends that live over that way, and they were a little surprised when the airport closed, yet there were flights coming in and buses picking people up and delivering them. And Danbury is fairly close to that part of the state with the airport.
Mark, let me ask you this, because I don't want you to answer as a fact, unless, of course, it is. But let me ask you in a sort of to speculate, if you can, for me. Many of the rumors were that these flights were coming into these places, as we mentioned, Westchester, Teterboro, and now, as you say, in Stewart, that what they were trying to create, the Biden administration, was to infiltrate certain areas for demographic reasons. Do you think that's the reason why places like Danbury were chosen, where most of these people ended up? Do you think that played a role in it? Or was that, you think it was like just random and haphazard?
I think that's why I'm talking in code and inferring that is I would say the direct fact.
Right.
We were trying to spread the wealth to areas that could benefit from it.
Ah, very good. I like the way you phrased that. Very well.
If nothing else, I do have to suggest, since you are the love child of Rush Limbaugh,
yes, sir,
you ought to consider doing an excellent in broadcast tour where you have an audience and you're on stage doing what you're doing, and perhaps make it a side gig, I guess.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. I really do like it. I kind of fashion myself as a little more, humble, but I would love to do that. I thought that when Rush did it, I thought it was fantastic. I was a big fan of that. I love that thing.
He does it with half his brain tied behind his back and talent on loan from God.
Talent on loan from God.
When you do have that talent and it's on loan, Reese, own up to it and embrace the fact that you've been blessed.
Thank you, sir. I will. I promise. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Have a great one.
Take care.
See you tomorrow. Let's go to, my buddy Fred in Middletown. I thought you were going to ride with us, but thank God, because we didn't have any room on that boat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would have been down. Yeah. I have a journalist vibe to me. Speaking of Susan Campbell and rockers coming out for Jesus, Campbell wrote a book called Dating Jesus. She's just a communist, pure communist. She's awful, horrible. About the Bible, it says everything in the opposite. The devil quotes scripture quite well. These rockers, I take offense at that. I mean, Chris Cuomo is with Newsmax now, right? He's all conservative. And apparently prison guards are some kind of special class of people. Because there was a case here, and I don't think anything happened. A fellow named Lucky Williams got into a road rage incident with the late Scott Crackey. They both got out of their cars. Williams took out his 20-round pistol, whatever, not a revolver, obviously, emptied it into Mr. Crackey, like 18 in the chest, 2 in the head.
Wow.
Jumped back in his car and fled. And then, he turned himself in with his lawyer, saying he was in fear for his life,
Yeah.
And nothing on it. Vinnie Penn broke the story a couple years ago, and it's like, the latest on that is that there is nothing on that. So apparently a prison guard has, some kind of privilege.
Yeah, this is, I think that you're right in the sense of, they are law enforcement. I mean, they are considered under that umbrella. I'm not diminishing their role, but I think in a case like this where they have hands-on access to people or incarcerated people, where we know this is not, Fred, we're not being hyperbolic when we say that these roles as, prisoner or inmate versus corrections officers, there is a relationship that develops because these people see each other every day. We're talking about a young man, 31 years old, who is a year into his 10-year sentence. And we're talking 365 days in a year. That means that these correction officers, if they were assigned to his particular area, they had access to him at a minimum of 300 days in a year. And that's enough time to develop a relationship, be it good or bad.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, it is what it is, it was what it was. William Tong protecting them. Now it's like an incredible crime. This guy is just from the dark side. Real quick closing. One time somebody called Tom Shattuck and said that if Bob Steele were alive today, he wouldn't listen to TIC.
That's mean.
Bunch of callers, kind of salient among them. Mark from West Hartford said, good riddance. Who needs him with his word for the day, which is a word you wouldn't use in 3 lifetimes. And
that's not nice.
Conan the grammarian, and the pronunciation. He was actually a pedant, I believe.
But wait a minute. Mark in West Hartford just sent me a nice little story about his dad and Bob Steele. He loves his dad loved Bob Steele. That's just mean. Everybody says mean things here and there, but Bob Steele's a great guy. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you, sir. I got to get up out of here. Don't go after the good old Bob Steele. Word of the day. People still reference him all the time. I love the references to him. Our 100-year anniversary talked a lot about him. I love the ad that Janine cut for him. That was really, really good. Yeah, it's time for me to get up out of here. People are sending me this. What is this? In the phone. What? Anyway. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, I'm getting a message from my wife. I didn't understand what it was. We've got to get up out of here. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow with more news and more views than you could shake a stick at. Really, this is the stupidest thing I'm reading right now. Maybe I'll make it my stupidest thing I read yesterday. I just can't believe I'm looking at this article. Both of these governors have enough problems in their lives. Kathy Hochul and Lamont. Both of these guys. Big, stupid trouble. And they're... I don't know what to tell you. I got to get up out of here. It's time for me to go. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to see Silver Sun Pickups in a bit. Can't wait to go see that. Fritzy, look for me. You'll find me. I'll be one of the only black guys in there. You'll recognize it. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not with this band. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese On The Radio. You Have a good night. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here next time. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Good night, Mark.
Good morning.
It's Bob Steele.
That's hot.
WTIC.
I want that.
You know what? And people are still talking about you 22 years after you've passed.
Yeah.
You made a huge impact.
You damn right.
And that guy at one point, he had 50% of the audience in the morning.
Wow.
Here at WTIC. That doesn't happen. And he's sitting in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame in Chicago on National Radio Day. We think, remember Bob Steele, who's really the Babe Ruth of WTIC Radio. No question about that. Reese, have a great night. If you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, you're tight from exit 28, pretty much right down to between exit 24 and 23 in Rocky Hill. A crash in the left lane there. Stay right. Northbound 91 moving well from Cromwell through downtown up